live, I believe.
Hello and welcome. I'm Nosh, your GM. Joining me today are our players Mel, Rigel Kent, FX Engineer, and Gigerman. Ronki is unable to join us today, but we hope he can jump in on the second session, or possibly third, depending on how long this actually goes. We are playing a 1, 2, or possibly 3 session GURPS horror one-shot called The Festering Locusts of Fenmore, Redux. This original module, it picks up where we left off from the original adventure, The Festering Locusts of Fenmore by J.C. Connors. Set in the early fall of 1758, our scene opens with an overhead shot of a half-mad Newt Pepperell, the sole survivor of a fated expedition, running through the woods towards Fort Edward, stumbling over roots, throwing himself through bushes, and wishing he had a drink. So if you remember, we left it with Newt being the only survivor of the expedition to go to the Fenmore homestead. And we're going to ask Rigel to jump back into his character of Newt Pepperell.
Hey, Newt.
So, what are you doing, Newt? Terrified? Wishing you had some, what were you drinking?
I believe he was a brandy guy.
Right.
But, he's definitely got none of that in him right now.
So you're running madly through the bushes. Your clothes are soaking wet. They haven't really dried much over the last night, or maybe even half day after last night. But your clothes are ripped. Your hose is torn and falling down, showing off your sexy legs. What else are you doing?
Trying desperately not to think about the monsters that just ate everybody. Oh, sorry, he just thought about it. Now he starts running again.
Okay. And you start running along this embankment, stumbling up over a bit of a berm, and you crash through some trees, and you see standing in front of you none other than a Mohawk indigenous, what looks like a scout or warrior.
Oh, crap. Yeah, let's see. Now he has to figure out really quickly whether he can trust this person or if this person is, infected like the other ones were.
And Seoquaris, because you heard him long before you ever saw him, you see this very distressed, pathetic-looking figure scrambling up towards your position. You were just out hunting today.
Oh, God, you're one of them, aren't you?
I'm not so sure about that, friend.
So you don't have the things in your head? Good. I need to get to the fort. There are monsters out.
Fort's that way.
Right. Okay. The fort is that way.
Monsters?
Flying fish monster thing with lots of eyes and a weird tail and fur. Also, it was flying.
Take a sniff in general toward his breath.
Oh, right now, all you're probably smelling is the fear boiling off of him.
Somewhere mixed in the smell of vomit, there could be a hint of brandy sweetening the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there is. Oh, so
Weren't you like,
you wouldn't happen
weren't,
to have some brandy on you, would you? Yeah, he was an alcoholic.
yes, but I think you also, when you failed your fright check, you were like hurling.
Well, that was a while back.
Yeah, I can't remember what I did yesterday, let alone what I did back then.
So, Siquaris, you get the distinct impression when you say, well, the fort's that away, that Newt's like looking that way, but doesn't have a confident look in his eye that he truly knows which way that is or if he's going to get there.
I feel compelled to lead him.
They're all dead, man. All of them.
Who?
Let me look at the PDF to remind myself who they were again. There was Nathan and Abby and Duncan and oh, hey, that helps. Right, I think the top three were the PCs, and the bottom
That's right.
two were just some NPCs we ran into.
That's right. So the two on the bottom were the father and the daughter, and there were the sister and the brother, and then there was Duncan in the middle.
They're all dead, man.
Yeah. You you don't look like you quite got your wits about you. Maybe I should help.
Why, you don't have one of those things in your ears, do you?
Just a bit of hair.
So he will follow this Indian, but keep an eye on him in case he tries to, eat my skull or something.
All right. So we are going to go along with the Mohawk Ally and Siquaris. Let's presume that you do successfully get him back to Fort Edward, perhaps having to put him in a canoe and paddle him across
Oh God, not another
the Hudson
canoe.
River Fort.
Guess I should have clarified how far away from the fort we actually were.
Not too far. You can definitely get there in the rest of the day. It'll be evening when you arrive.
It might help if I had the books open.
And you're going to come back to the fort. Uh, and as you're sort of crossing the river, Newt's like looking around at the tree line, half expecting some horror to come over the tree line.
That's exactly what he's doing.
And but it's the 25th of August in 1758, and when you get him to the fort and you bring him through the palisade gates, there are soldiers who instantly recognize him. They also recognize you, but their eyes kind of widen as they see Newt in his state. And you hear one of them mumble, just hang on here. I'm going to go grab the sergeant. I will just be a tick.
That worried look causes me concern.
He should. They were monsters.
And a very, very rough-looking fellow comes marching over and says, "Ah, Mr. Pepperell, if you wouldn't mind, sir, would you please come along with me?"
Will there be
We've been
brandy?
expecting you. I'll see if I can get some from the infirmary for you. But if you don't mind, would you please come with me? And he turns to Saquaris and says, "Thank you, my good fellow. I'll take things from here."
I'm not so sure about that, friend.
That's literally the only English he knows, right?
So you basically take, the sergeant takes you by the arm and says, "Come along, come along now, Mr. Pepperell. I have a nice place for you right over here." And you can tell that he's leading you over to the jail.
I wonder if he can tell. He is thoroughly broken.
And the sergeant says, "Now, Mr. Pepperell, I would like you to know that it does me no pleasure, knowing you are the regimental surgeon's mate, to have to pass this information to you, but my orders are my orders. You are placed under arrest on a charge of AWOL."
What? That makes no bloody sense.
And we will be convening a court-martial very quickly now that we have you in custody. So be a good.
But what about
be a
the
good
monster?
Sir. Yes. Be a good sir and come into your cell, and we'll get you some food. We'll get you some warm clothes. There's a good fellow.
But the monster.
And with that, we'll close the scene. We're going to reopen the scene with a court-martial, and you see this fellow convening the court-martial.
What's up with his eyes?
He's the commander of the fort, Major General Lyman. And he will basically take an opportunity to read the findings of the court-martial. We won't actually role play that, but Newt, you're standing there in not in irons. You are the regimental surgeon's mate, so you're just standing there to hear this sentence that's delivered upon you.
It's going to be bad.
So this court finds the defendant, regimental surgeon's mate Newt Pepperell, guilty of the charges of absence without leave and conduct unbecoming an officer of His Majesty's army. To wit, that on or about the 20th day of August, Mr. Pepperell did fail to report for duty at Fort Edward, that he had become lost in the woods to the west of the fort, that he was recovered by Seoquaris, a warrior of the Mohawk Nation and ally to His Majesty the King, that Mr. Pepperell testified of coming under attack by strange creatures, namely by men infested with insects, by an animated tree, and by a giant flying abomination, and that Mr. Pepperell's companions were all killed, and whose remains have never been recovered.
It's the
That
monster.
said testimony of Mr. Pepperell is deemed a thorough fabrication of a deranged and intoxicated mind, that Mr. Pepperell admitted to being inebriated before, during, and in a state of sickness after the reported incidents, that Mr. Pepperell has a recorded history of public intoxication. It is therefore the judgment of this court that Mr. Pepperell be remanded into custody at the jail at Fort Edward for a period of 14 days and be fined 2 weeks' pay. Sentence will be carried out immediately this first day of September in the year of our Lord 1758. Court adjourned.
Wait, I don't want to go back.
And with that, you see Newt taken off to the jail, where he's put behind bars, muttering things about monsters, and whatever Newt wants to mutter about.
Monsters and brandy monsters.
No, brandy monsters would be great. He could drink them. Nobody's listening to him about the monsters.
Clearly not. Clearly not.
The monsters are going to eat everybody.
So, within the span of 14 days in which Newt is incarcerated, additional reports of colonists going mad and strange creatures moving about in the forests attacking settlers and trappers will begin to trickle their way to the fort.
Gosh, if only somebody had warned them about that.
And all of this, Major General Lehman reasons, can be explained as some fever of the brain, or worse, a tall tale crafted by the French and meant to entice sympathy or draw out fear. And then, on the 14th of September, the flow of the Hudson River comes to a standstill. And then, even more mysteriously, the Hudson begins to reverse its flow. Alarmed at this unnatural phenomenon, Lyman sends a small detachment of men under the command of Captain Oliver Wilbraham to investigate the matter on September 19th. And Wilbraham and his men fail to return 1 week later on September 25th.
Yep, they're AWOL too.
At this point, Major General Lehman will order Lieutenant
Hollingsworth
to come to his office.
And he shall.
All right. So he invites you to come in and take a seat. He says, Lieutenant, he said, Wilbraham's detachment has not returned. And I find this very disconcerting and damn peculiar. I want you to conduct a recce in force upriver. I want you to find out what has happened to Captain Wilbraham and his detachment. I want you to find out what is the cause of the river's reversal. I want you to put down with prejudice any threat that exists to His Majesty's forces or His Majesty's settlements. Do you have a crew of people that you can draw upon to assist you?
I think I do, sir. I'll need the native scout.
Yes, you'd like to take along Sequaris?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I agree with that. And you will also need to help you with whatever boat you choose to take up the river. Take as many of our soldiers as you need to fill out your complement.
Very good, sir.
And you can head over to the quartermaster's to begin drawing supplies.
Let's see. Is there anything else I need to ask him?
And he does. He says, now, do you have any questions before you depart?
Yeah, I can't think of anything that comes to mind that he would want to know. Because he's probably looking at his stats. Hollingsworth is probably pretty much convinced that this is a French thing. Highly unlikely to be monsters. So he'll probably say, no, sir, orders are understood.
Very well. I will leave you to it to get on with your work. I will look forward to hearing any updates you have when you return from your successful mission. If it should turn out that we are facing a great French force that we have yet to detect, I want you to come back as soon as possible.
Very good, sir. And he will properly salute.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
He will head out and start gathering his crew. You, and you. You're coming with us. Coming with me.
Okay. So definitely the regulars are happy to assist. They want to get out of the fort, get some action.
And conveniently enough, they're all wearing red jackets.
Exactly.
Wait.
However,
I'm wearing a red jacket. Oh
however,
no.
However, you know that there are some other folks you might want to pull in on this, namely one of the Rogers Rangers, John Fox, and somebody who is very handy with steering a boat, and that would be Kate, Stout-hearted Kate.
Yes.
And you know where you're going to find at least those two, and that's going to be over at the inn. And so you grab Siaquaris and you haul yourselves over to the local tavern.
Indeed. Let them know what's going on, and somebody's getting crazy with the AI, I see.
Oh, 100%. All right, so you walk into the tavern, and sure enough, John Fox is there, Stout-hearted Kate is there, and you pull up chairs and decide to grab yourself an ale before you hit the river, so to speak.
Indeed. So, got a new task. I definitely need the two of you along. We are going up the river to find out what happened to the captain. And find out why the river's going backwards.
Now, for this section, if you like, we're going to do, and I'm going to lift a page here from the role-playing game we mentioned earlier. We're going to have an interlude, which is an opportunity for you to introduce your character and explain something about their personality, a backstory, hopes, or dreams. And so, depending on who would like to go first, it doesn't really have to go in any order. You can all roll off this table.
That's interesting.
You want us to roll on the table, or I'm sorry?
Yeah, roll on the table and then see what the result is, and see if there's something that result will help you actually role play and get into.
Okay. I rolled a 2. What makes me stand out? What personal victory have you experienced? Could it be connected to one of your advantages or perks? Okay. I guess that means I'm going first, huh?
It's whoever would like to go. I mean, you can all take a roll and
Okay.
see what comes of it.
Well, so I'm sitting at the table talking with Kate, or I guess everybody's here now.
Yeah, everybody's basically here.
So we got Lieutenant Hollingsworth. That's my boss, right?
Yeah, he's going to be the one that's going to hire you on for this or take you on for this.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'm sitting there having a drink with Kate, well, when everybody else showed up, when the Brits showed up, and I don't know if she would be interested in what. And I was maybe trying to go over some of my thoughts on Voltaire, which I personally, as a player, do not know anything. But my character was maybe talking to her a little bit about his philosophy regarding John Locke and Voltaire.
Roger that.
And he's like, and maybe one day, and then he sees the lieutenant show up and switches the subject. Or I don't know, maybe he's open about it. I'm not really sure how that, what people think about that.
Yeah. At this point, in his description, I explained that he keeps that to himself because he's still very much under British rule. I'm going to just take a break myself because my work email has just arrived. So can we just put the game on pause for a moment?
Here we go.
Sure.
I think he stepped away. So.
Oh yes, he has. Okay. So just just hold that thought, everyone, and either talk amongst yourselves. But if Rigel does come back, we'll just put the game on pause for a moment.
All right.
Well, that would be pretty hilarious.
Yeah, so my character, I know what Nosh is saying about keeping my thoughts to myself, but I actually have a disadvantage of fanaticism, and I just looked it up. And it says I must roleplay, and I believe strongly in whatever it is, that I even may be willing to die for it. So I
That
certainly
does
don't
seem
want to.
contradictory.
Yeah, I don't want to get hung, or court-martialed or any of that, sent to the gibbet, by Lieutenant Holloway or the corporal or anybody else, or major general. But I think he's the major general. I'm writing notes as I go, but I can't find them right now. But I feel that he would probably, I think it would come out in his personality, in his conversations, because he really feels strongly about it.
Who was it that he was into?
Voltaire and John Locke, and fanaticism for classic liberalism.
Right. Okay. I think that'd be more like modern day conservatism.
Okay, yeah, I have to look. I don't know what that means. I have to look it up. But it says that I put it ahead of everything else. I might even be willing to die for it. If it demands obedience or a code of behavior or loyalty, you oblige willingly and unquestionably. So.
Well, I suppose in your case, you really only know that it's a political thing, and if he's trying to keep it secret, then he's going to avoid talking politics. But if he gets caught talking politics, he's probably going to let that out.
Yeah, Kate is chummy and nosy, so she'll probably try to pry it out of you anyway.
Yeah, and actually, John has a quirk level of chummy. So he loves being around people and he loves company. He doesn't like being alone. Or, he likes being around people. So yeah, if Kate is willing to listen, he's willing, he doesn't talk treason. He's not talking treason, at least from his perspective, but more like, hey, it would be cool to, I don't know how they would even be thinking about it in those days, but he's not thinking about like a rebellion and overthrowing, killing, the British or anything like that, but just maybe the British is it a queen or a king? See, I don't even know anything. I'm kind of ignorant on history. They would, he's like, maybe they would grant us independence one day, or maybe, we will become their equals or something like that.
Is it King
regular.
George in the 50s?
Yes, I think. Interesting to note, it's actually referred to as economic liberalism in this time period.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah, so feel
until
free to correct me.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be classical, yeah, would it?
yeah, it's not until Great Depression, I think.
So Nosh
Yes,
got
yes.
you may have been away, but Nosh got a work email, so he was asking if we could put a pause.
Oh yes, I can hit the pause. Hold on. Sorry, I was AFK. All right, so I am going to do the generic intermission, and we should be back.
All right, welcome back, everyone, and apologies for the delays, but sometimes real life takes precedence on these moments. All right, so who did we leave off with? We left off with whom?
Well, John was kind of talking to Kate. She seemed interested in some of his thoughts. He was talking about, some of his beliefs on, and stuff that he's read with Voltaire and John Locke. She seemed kind of open and receptive to it, so he was willing to talk to her about it. And then I think he would have, as the lieutenant showed up, he would have probably toned it down a little bit and maybe shifted over into, hey, when you're doing a water crossing, this is how you carry your rifle, and this is the type of gear that you want to have, kind of going over some of that stuff. I think I was going to talk about, I lost my thing. Personal victories. Have you experienced what else would he talk about? He would have talked about it would have come across to Kate and everybody as they become to know him, that he's a very educated person. He's very educated. He does a lot of reading. He's got a slight cleft in his upper lip, but he's not self-conscious at all about his looks. He's very confident in himself. And let me just pull something up real quick. Here's my character sheets. And I mean, you guys know him as he's a very competent outdoorsman, with his rifle and his hatchet. He's very fit. You can tell, he's and he's very open. He's very easy to read. Like whenever he's talking, you could tell if he's feeling angry or sad or kind of like his emotions and feelings. It's kind of easy to read in that sense. And he's very loyal to his Roy Rogers Rangers. So that's kind of the stuff that you would have known or know about him.
All righty. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Give yourself an additional Benny for that.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, and those are all listed under your resources. Okay, who's next?
Kate will go, since she's already there with John Fox. So the way they're seated at the table, Kate's kind of seated so that she can listen to John and also kind of keep an eye on who's going in and who's going out, because she's kind of nosy and, keeps an eye on people. And as soon as the lieutenant walks through the door, her face lights up and she starts waving at him from across the room and say, Lieutenant, come join us. And she's, it's like, she's not like over the top, but her whole countenance kind of brightens a little bit. So she would, people around the fort would know her as friendly, that she'll, she doesn't really meet a stranger. She's usually pretty chummy. She doesn't seem to do well on her own. And she's, pretty inquisitive. She says she's nosy, so she'll kind of get into people's business sometimes, whether or not she's invited to. And anybody who's actually paying attention will see that anytime she sees the lieutenant, she's kind of like, she doesn't follow him around, but she'll just kind of seek him out and walk over to wherever he is or wave him over or whatever. She seems to genuinely like being around him. She also has this thing that she does, and it's only for the lieutenant. Whereas when they either bump into each other, or like in this case, when she waves him over, she'll like hold up her hands. Like it's kind of like a thing where she's showing him she doesn't have anything in her hands. She hasn't taken anything. So, because another thing people might notice is that when she's left to her own devices, stuff might disappear and eventually maybe turn up in her belongings or in, wherever her bunk is. So she makes kind of a thing of showing the lieutenant that she hasn't taken anything, so she doesn't get into trouble. She's also known for being like a really good tracker and really good with her axes. So I rolled on the table, and she has her personal hardship, and she's pretty she's pretty open about her past for the most part. So she'll talk about growing up on the streets. So that was her basic hardship, that her family was not well off. She doesn't really seem to like people who are like genteel people, and she's definitely more of a rough and tumble, like can get into a good hold her own in a fist fight. She'll say that her brother taught her very well how to hold her own, along with boys and stuff when they were growing up. So she says that was the best time for her because of all the things that she learned from her family, but it was also the worst time or her hardship time, because they didn't have a lot and she was basically on the streets a lot of the time. And I think that's it for Kate.
Excellent. Thank you. And give yourself an additional Benny for that. Okay, who's next?
I am scrambling to find something. Fort Edward. Right, so Lieutenant Edward Hollingsworth has been here for 3 years now. I'm trying to figure out, I'm looking at his advantages. I'm trying to figure out why Kate actually likes him. He's kind of generic.
Well, maybe she likes white bread.
Yep. So it's interesting that she doesn't like people that are well off. He's an officer. That means he's well off, because in this time period, you generally have to purchase your commissions. And he is actually originally from Oxford. What did I roll? I rolled on that thing. I rolled the same thing that John did about what makes him stand out. What makes him stand out? Nothing really. He's a calm, normal, ordinary officer. Well, he's at least competent about that. Personal victory is he experienced. Well, he's been here for 3 years. You said this was 1758. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So he's been here for nearly the entire war. No, yeah, he's been here. He hasn't actually been engaged in much, but maybe doing some defense because the war began in '56, so it began 2 years ago. So Hollingsworth has been at the fort since before the war began. So he's probably chomping at the bit to get out there and actually prove himself for this particular operation. Yes, and it absolutely could be connected to one of his advantages. Is he's got combat reflexes, so he's the soldier's soldier. Since he also has sense of duty towards the soldiers, I suspect he's actually a fairly popular officer. Instead of the normal petty tyrants that they have in that era. And further, since he's actually got a really good tactics skill, he's a good officer in addition to being popular. And I think that's probably that. Yeah, he's generic. Oh yeah, he did encounter Kate back in the day when she may have borrowed a sentimental trinket that belonged to his or was of his sister, but since then, rather than having her charged for theft, he's agreed to overlook the matter as long as she helps him out from time to time because hey, he can use her skills.
100%. All right, excellent. Give yourself a Benny for that. Thank you. And that leaves us with Seoquaris.
Yeah, the one that I rolled up doesn't really work here.
I was totally expecting you to say, repeat your catchphrase like 3 times in a row.
Damn it, I should have thought of that. Yeah, I just referring to how the interlude's supposed to work. I think the table might be better organized slightly differently, but never minding that, you got to re-roll, and of course roll the exact same thing. Right. Well, so Quaris will bring up the idea that he's basically hoping this war is going to end soon so he can go home, because that is his ambition. He just wants to go back home, go back and live the native life.
And and your home village of I'm not know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but
Kanajahari.
Or Chahari, actually was quite a large village, I believe quite well known, quite established.
Like how big? Like
apparently it was
hundreds,
a mile
thousands?
I'm not sure of that large, but it was a mile, apparently like a mile in length, I think.
Oh, good God, that's pretty big.
Okay, well, then give yourself a Benny for that, and thank you for taking the time to do a little bit of introduction on your characters. I'm going to turn it over to
Very good, sir.
Hollingsworth. Turn it over to Lieutenant Hollingsworth to discuss why he's calling his friends in on some favors, et cetera, et cetera.
Been tasked to travel up the river and find out what happened to the captain. And I don't remember what the captain's name was off the top of my head. And hopefully also find out why the river is reversed course, which seems rather odd.
Yes, I'd be curious to hear when all of you heard about the river actually starting to reverse course, and you heard about these strange things going on in the land, what were you all responding to? How would you respond to all that?
That's a really good question. I don't know if Hollingsworth really gave it much mind. No, wait, maybe the boating and such like that kind of made things a little awkward. Damn it.
So how far away is the fort from the river?
The fort is right along the river, I believe. Let me call up a map.
Okay. So as soon as Kate hears about it,
Summon map.
she will impulsively like go, huh, I need to see this, and like trot out of the fort and head over to the river and just to go see it for herself.
Well, I think
There.
I think it's been like that for a week or so.
Yeah. Yeah, basically within the span of, let me read this back again. On the 14th of September, the Hudson begins to reverse its flow. They send Wilburcrum out on the 19th of September, and by the 25th, he has not returned. And that's when the CO orders you to get going. So we must be sitting around the 25th of September at the moment. So it's been about half a month.
Right. Yes, so we're going to be traveling up the river, possibly towards Fenmore. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. That's correct.
I'm gonna have to go interrogate that bloody lunatic drunk, aren't I? Maybe. Well, nobody's given him any brandy since he's been in in prison. So maybe he's had that moment to go all Rambo up.
So are you saying that you're going to role play both Lieutenant
No,
Hollingsworth
I'm absolutely not.
and yourself?
I'm absolutely not.
I think this would be a wonderful opportunity for you to play both sides.
Wait, I'm just wondering if he would care what that dude says. So Giger, how do you officially say his Sequoris?
Sequoris.
Sequoris. So where is he originally from? In terms of this particular area?
Oh,
Is
so
it
he
on
would
that
be-
map?
I don't
It's
know.
not on this map, but it would be some distance to the west.
Okay, so
Off the
we
map.
we would potentially be entering territory that he's even more familiar with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm assuming that's around the Great Lakes area.
yeah. Eventually, it would. I believe the village was actually south of one of the Great Lakes, along something called along the aptly named Mohawk River.
Right. So, yeah, that's what we need to do. And I'm presuming it's possibly later in the day. Gonna have to gather, get the various stuff from the quartermaster and set out upon the morrow, including with the corporal. What is it, Corporal McLean?
Yeah, Corporal McLean is definitely eager to go.
Right. So since I've been here for 3 years, I should probably be at least fairly familiar with the area. So with the river having changed course, what is the boat that we are going to be using? Is it is it sails or is it just oars?
It's going to be an armed longboat, and you're going to have to get a crew of regulars to assist you.
I've got red shirts 1 through however many I need. 9 plus 2.
That's right.
So what's the plus 2 for?
The 2 are like passengers or occupants.
Okay, so we're going to take a total of
the
11.
9 is the crew.
Total of 11. So I'm going to round up the 6 usual suspects. Let's see. We're gonna have a Hudson, a Hicks.
I'm gonna do you one even better.
No, we need a Pharaoh and a Spunkmeyer.
You've got. Can you click on the NPCs tab, and can you see British Army Regular?
Corporal Hall, Corporal Sutton, Private Campbell, Private Jones, Private Rogers, Private Smith, Private Williams, and Sergeant Hardwick. Shiny.
So you can choose if you are taking the Royal Marine Corporal Hall with you, not Corporal Hall.
McLean.
Yeah, if you're taking the Marine Corporal McLean,
we'll need him for next week.
That's right. So we're going to take him. So so you've got 5 now. So you really just need to grab, 6 more?
Yeah, in that case, I think we'll just take the privates, and he will be in charge of the corporals.
Yeah, that would be 5 privates, and then you could take 1 corporal, eh?
Yeah, we are taking 1 corporal. That's McLean.
Yes, I see. So if you take McLean, that's your 5 PCs and 4 privates. So that complements your
That's
your
9
crew.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and we can take 2 more. So in that case, I think we're going to take the other 2 corporals as well, Hall and Sutton, and the 3 corporals can rotate about who's in charge.
Should you not take a sergeant?
Well, I was thinking no, because that would mean that McLean would not be potentially the ranking NCO.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because if we take the sergeant along with us, then an NPC can tell the PC what to do.
Well, I was kind of thinking if you had to leave the boat behind.
Yeah, that's why we take the other 2 corporals. We can,
I see your logic.
Yeah, we can make it convenient and say Sergeant Hardwick tells you to take the damn Royal Marine with you and get him out of his hair for a while.
Yep. He's on sick call, so we can't take him. So we'll take the 2 corporals and all the privates.
So, excellent. And also, what supplies are you going to want to bring with you?
Oh, we're going to need normal supply. I don't actually know.
Bullets.
I'm
going to drop a few things into the chat box for you to consider.
Going to need ammunition for the 2 guns on the boat. Going to need... Everybody has to carry their own stuff. You need first aid stuff. We're going to need food.
Why don't you actually just put those in the party sheet?
Yeah, and I would say I think my PC is smarter than the character, or sorry, my player character is better smarter than me. But he's been training them on different types of gear and supplies that's maybe not conventional, not like their typical stuff that they would have from the British, guide, but stuff that they may consider for guerrilla warfare and unconventional tactics. And then also Kate, as the guide, she's probably also giving them some more local specific things that we should have.
Well, we're just going on a recon mission. What do you think's going to happen?
The major said, or was it a major? I can't remember. I think it's a major.
General.
Yeah, Major General. Right. The general said recon in force. That's a little
recon
different.
In force, and John's role here is as a subject matter expert on unconventional tactics, and he's advising to always be prepared, always be ready, and he's making certain recommendations on loadouts. Obviously, the lieutenant will make the final call.
So
Holy
I
cow.
dropped some items into chat, not telling you what to take, but things to consider
Yep,
from drawing supplies.
pretty much all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely have like the group basics, personal basics, camping food, that kind of stuff.
Ammunition.
Ammunition, weapons, primary weapon, secondary weapon, first aid. That all makes sense. Rations.
Woohoo! I've got a
We should probably
whopping
have
12 in first
some
aid.
fishing poles.
All right. So I think you have access to the items. So I'm just going to start dropping things as you mention them. You want me to drop group basics in there?
Yeah.
Okay, it's done. And you want a first aid kit or how many?
Well,
Uh,
everybody should, he would have advised that everybody should have a first aid kit, at least a basic.
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's what we basically do it today. I don't know if they did it back then.
Yeah, I'm wondering what exactly the first aid kit is made up of at this point. Not that it matters terribly.
So he would have said, I'm just kind of making stuff up anyways, but definitely something for like bandaging and a tourniquet.
Okay. So you want me to throw in a first aid kit for everyone?
I mean, if you want to track that stuff on the sheet, then I would say yes, or we could just assume everybody has a first aid kit, like the NPCs.
All right. I've got you down for five first aid kits.
And I'm looking at the 28, what is it, the Ranger, 28 rules of ranging. There's a section on water and crossing. So he's, ponchos, some ropes and carabiners. I don't know if this is all too much, but I'm just saying in general, he would have been, that's what he's there to teach. So he would be making these sort of recommendations in case their boat goes down, in case it rains, they get wet. They can use the carabiners and the rope and the ponchos to make makeshifts, rafts, and life preservers and things like that.
Okay.
Poncho raft, yeah, it's a pretty cool book.
What about the matches, the traveler's rations, the powder keg?
Yeah, we're gonna take his, it's all the appropriate equipment that we should have, and those would probably all end up fitting as well.
Okay.
Looks like the standard kit of a British soldier during, well, a little bit later from now. You've got the coat, the breeches, the shirt, the stockings, the shoes, the hat, the musket, which is generally the brown bess, which, interestingly enough, the British Empire carried or had it active for 145 years. That's a long time for a single kind of rifle. Bayonet, cartridge box, canteens, haversack, belt and sling, for personal items, rations, such as etc. Mess kit, knapsack, blankets. Don't forget those for when you're sleeping. Do we have a drummer or a piper?
Guess not.
I guess in this case, that's not as necessary.
How many rations should you take?
Let's see. So, how long did it? or what was the missing captain's instructions? Where was he supposed to go?
Well, he was just
Specifically.
sent upriver, and he wasn't given any specific place. He was told to go upriver and recon, and never came back.
Okay. And how far can you normally travel by in one of these boats in a day?
I think it says a
Well,
move of what, 3 times however many hours.
well, it's that's a maximum speed of 3 miles per hour. So you'd be going full out.
Oh, that's unpowered. So like the whole time we'd have to be rowing.
Yeah.
That's why we
So
brought
your
privates along.
average, yeah, your average speed would be 1.25 yards per second. For your basic move.
I mean, like how long? How about in days? I mean, how far are we going to be out for 3 days or a week? And then I would say
Yeah.
use that. And then we could also supplement that with probably Kate and John know how to possibly hunt and fish and gather more food if we need it to supplement our rations if it comes down to that. Or we could try to hunt and scavenge and forage and fish before we start using our rations. And only use our
No,
rations whenever
well,
we're
yeah,
unable.
it's going to depend. Yeah. Oh,
If you've
yeah, I
got
don't know.
if you've got 9 people and the rations are 1 meal, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if we could fit, carry like a week's worth of that'd probably work, and then supplement it as appropriate.
We need 27 per day, right? 3 per day per person.
Yep.
So 27 times 7, that's 189. How much do they weigh? Uh, uh, I don't know, like a pound or something like that. I mean, we'll have like 200 pounds of food.
Well, this boat, if you look at the stats in the boat, it can take a ton-ass of supply.
I'm not picturing the size of the boat, but load, it says 1.15 that's tons, short tons.
Yep.
It's got 4 pairs of rowers, so 8 men plus additional. So it's a pretty decent sized boat.
Loaded weight 1.75. Yeah, I mean, so 200 pounds would be a week's worth, not including water. And that's like 10% of the load. So I guess
How many
could be fine as long as it doesn't spoil.
how many barrels of powder do you want to take?
I
I
have
think
no idea how much
I think
that's
the
actually
corporal
necessary.
isn't the corporal the demolitionist? I remember reading he had demolitions.
Yeah, so like a half gallon of powder. Um, maybe you want to take 2 or 3 powder kegs.
And this is this for the rifles and the guns
And the swivel guns on the boat.
and the swivel guns. I mean, I don't know
I'll
what our typical loadout would be. Like, how many rounds per minute can it shoot, and how much ammo do we typically take? And then have enough powder for that.
It's a few rounds per minute if you're fast.
I'll put down 3 powder kegs for now.
Yep. Make sure it's not enough, so we will end up running out.
How many balls of shot or grape shot do you want to take?
As much as we can, whatever the normal combat load is on that. Man, that's a really good question now.
I feel like I knew that at one point.
I want to say like 12 balls for some reason. Does that sound reasonable?
I think it's probably more like 30.
Per gun?
There are sizes the cartridge box comes in. Actually, is there notes on that?
Well, I'm looking at my flintlock. Brown Bess has 40 shots.
No, that's seconds to reload.
Oh, seconds to reload. One shot, 40 seconds. Ooh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Daniel, or yeah, you're thinking 30 round shot.
Yeah, I'm leaning that direction, yeah.
Would that be per gun or
Well,
or 15?
that's the size of the cartridge box. Now, if you're firing 2 or 3 rounds a minute, then that's going to last you 10 minutes of continuous firing, which is quite a bit.
So I just posted a link. It's a model, but it looks like about the appropriate kind of weapon or boat that we're in.
And also, in accordance with the teachings of the 28 Ranger Ways, rules of ranging, he's teaching you guerrilla warfare, so not for like a prolonged assault. So everybody's got a minimum number of ammunition and etc. And
So you
maybe a
all
little bit extra.
you're all personally carrying about 36 rounds in a cartridge box for your rifles. How much grape shot bags do you want to bring along?
Yeah, I'm poking around trying to see if I can find what if there's like an actual list of what the normal load would be for that.
Well, if you're taking 30 two sort of 2.25 pounder balls, perhaps you take 12 bags of grape shot.
God help us if we need more than that.
30 bags of grape shot.
No, I think 12 makes sense. And that way we can be completely run out and desperately need more. Because it's not a proper combat situation if you're not out of everything.
I can bump it up to whatever number you'd like.
Well, no, you can't because then the boat won't be able to leave. Like, yeah, we're taking. Yeah, the major general's like, what are you doing? Are you taking all of the ammo in the fort? Well, yes, sir. No.
I am pretty sure that we can bump that number up to 15 bags of grape shot.
Sure, that'll work.
The slow match, the quick match, they're both 5 yards in length. Do you want to just take one of each, or do you want to take longer amounts?
That's probably. I think that might be fine. We also probably do need to have like something akin to tents because we're not going to be sleeping on the boats. When it's dark.
I think group basics, does that not include a tent?
Okay, yeah, never mind.
No, it doesn't.
Well then, yeah. So some
I
of
don't
us
think
will.
so.
Some of us may need like at least lean-tos.
Okay. Well, why don't we throw on say 5 two-man tents?
All right. Make that 6 because Catherine would get her own.
So if you're open the party sheet, you can see what I've laid out there for
Yep.
your load.
Yep. And inevitably, we're going to find some stuff that we're missing.
All right. Well, if you're satisfied with that for now, we can always retcon a few things if we all decide it's reasonable to retcon it.
Sounds good.
And with that, you get these privates to haul all this stuff down to the boat with some grumbling and complaining and bloody officer this and can't wait to get on the river.
There's no crying
Hear
in
that shit, Sutton.
Okay, we're going to move forward. So you get everything loaded on the boat. Are you going to load the swivel guns? And what are you loading them with?
Let's see. We've got. Dang it, where did that go? So we've got 2 swivel guns, 1 starboard, 1 port. Okay, and we've got ball and grape shot. We probably load them both initially with ball.
That sounds reasonable.
And then we set off, never to return, because we're all going to die.
All right. Share another image with you. So you pull away from the dock at Fort Edward and begin to ply the armed longboat into the Hudson River. You leisurely paddle your way up the Hudson, and you see that it doesn't require much paddling because there is actually quite a consistent current that's pulling the water oddly inland.
I'm certain that's
And
not
the
going to be
current-
bad.
The current takes the Recce Force past once familiar inlets, shorelines, and natural features that have already been flooded in the past 2 weeks at an alarming rate. And as you move further upriver, you begin to see disturbing confirmation of the stories told by the settlers and your indigenous allies. Here and there, you can see bloated bodies of cattle, goats. You can see destroyed wagons, basic furnishings, and occasionally you spy a human remain sort of caught in the low branches of the trees that are overhanging the swollen river. After about 5 hours into your sojourn upriver, you look ahead and you can see a raft floating down the river towards you. And I'm just going to show on the map where you are now. It'll be a red dot. Did the red dot appear?
It did. We're already past Fenmore.
Not that any of you recognize the Fenmore place, but Yes, you just passed the Fenmore area.
Okay, is there anyone on the raft?
Okay, so it's quite far away, and I'll just put up an image here because what you can see is there appears to be a very crude canvas tent that's been lashed on top to give some crude cover of some kind.
Just for chorus, what does your Indian eyes see?
Same thing yours does, sir.
And what do you do? It's still quite a ways off.
Well, we're gonna have to see who's on it. This is the patrol, after all.
Okay, well, let's do some of our first rolls for the evening. Let's either get IQ rolls or soldier rolls into the box, please.
Why does it say you're typing something, Giger?
Because it's dumb.
You know how to fix that,
Okay.
right?
I'm gonna
Actually-
start by saying, if you failed this roll, do you want to use a Benny to re-roll or not? Because amazingly, three of you failed your rolls. But I'm going to be kind and say, don't waste a Benny on this. It's not worth it.
This
Yeah,
is just like
I was leaning towards
observation
no.
type roll.
So as you're squinting ahead and looking at that raft as it's coming closer, it is John Fox who realizes that, you know what, it isn't just that someone's put a canvas tent on top of a log raft. They've done it in such a way as to provide cover and concealment.
Ah,
So whether you share that with everyone is up to you.
Of course, he's actually probably talking out loud as he's observing things.
Ah, very good. We shall beat the quarters then. Wait, no, I'm in the Army, not the Navy. All right, get those guns manned.
beat the corporal?
Okay. So everyone's going to start to get their various muzzle loaders ready to fire.
Yep.
Well,
Yes.
That is what the lieutenant is instructing. Like, get on those guns. Prepare for a possibility here.
so
Okay.
scanning towards the shorelines maybe would be a reaction if they were trying to get cover.
So if you're scanning the shorelines, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. You just see really thick trees, and some are again kind of leaning down into the water.
I have a question.
Okay. Yeah.
So you said there was a current. So is the raft drifting or is it anchored? And can I do maybe a calculation estimate of how far it may have drifted, before we caught up to it?
Yeah. So it's still coming towards you, but it's at a very slow pace. So obviously something is pushing it against the current.
Okay. That's good to know.
So you allow, I guess, if I'm hearing you right there, Lieutenant, you're just going to allow the current to kind of bring your craft closer to this raft.
Sorta. I think that's initially the case, and then once, while everybody is making sure their weapons are loaded, and then we will have the dudes on the like half of the rowers actually get back to properly rowing, so we
Okay.
can actually control where we're wanting to go and all that.
Okay. I should have asked, who's actually at the back of this rowboat with the hand sort of on the tiller, as it were?
Is that just the boating unpowered skill?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got a 14 in it, so I can probably do that. I'm pretty darn good at it.
Yeah, so's Kate. Kate is 14. So
Then
if you need to be
Kate can totally be driving.
okay.
Yeah, I would think that would make sense. That Kate would be the one to be sort of steering the boat in your sort of position somewhere near maybe one of the swivel guns, because I think you've got the cannon skill.
I do, yes. And I've
Okay,
always wanted to
so-
fire a cannon.
So tell me, you're now well within earshot of this. Are you just going to come up upon it silently, or what do you want to do? How do
Oh,
you
good
want to
not.
approach?
Good Lord, no. We're British. We're really loud. We're gonna call out to the boat. Ho, boat, identify yourself. In the name of the king.
And you
Uh,
definitely hear. Yeah, go ahead.
Too late. Um, because again, John is unconventional warfare and tactics. He was going to suggest that maybe he can sneak quietly under the water and reconnoiter, but too late.
Okay. So as you're about to just say, "Hold that," you hear the lieutenant shout out, "In the name of the king, present yourselves."
Yep. Remember, I am
And-
regular army.
And like within seconds of you saying that, all of a sudden you see kind of a arm come out of the tent, waving, and then another arm, and then you see a what appears to be like a red-headed colonial come out and stand sort of in front of the tent, and this is what he looks like.
And he's holding two arms.
No, I have an idea, and I'm going to see if it's right. Nope, not quite as right as I was thinking. I was thinking it was going to be one of the dead guys from the previous run.
Ah, right. So this fellow comes out. With
God,
his
look at
hands
that
up,
hair
and
color. We have to shoot him. He has no soul.
and he says, "Oh, thank the Lord! We've been saved. We've been saved. Yes, yes. Don't shoot. Don't shoot, please. In the name of the king, don't shoot." And I'm here with my wife and my family. Please, please help us. And you see some others emerge from the tent. A young girl,
Who also has no soul.
a young boy,
Man,
He
that
looks
whole
suspiciously like
family.
his sister.
an older boy, and he kind of goes back to the rear of the. You can see him, his father indicating to him, pick up the pole, go back, and so you see this one younger lad go back to push the raft along, and then the wife comes out.
And not to state the
Wow.
obvious, Lieutenant, but this is obviously not the missing captain.
Indeed, it is not. Why are they all so orange-haired? None of them have souls.
Kate will
Bloody
be like,
Scots.
maybe they saw the captain.
Well, I figure we're going to get closer before they spring their monstrous ambush upon us and try to
So-
eat our souls, since they clearly have none.
Yeah. so the so anyway, yeah, the father just keeps waving, and then he grabs a pole from the floor of the raft, and he assists his son to get the raft closer to yours. And you can see the wife; she just bursts out into tears of relief, and the younger kids are kind of pulling at her apron. And so you come upon the raft, and the father stops poling, and he just says, "Oh, thank the Lord, thank the Lord. It is so good to see you. Are you here to rescue us?"
We are heading in this direction to investigate. How did you come to these straits?
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. How we came to these straits, how we survived even getting to these straits. Um, we were our cabin is merely up around the bend of the river, or at least what used to be the bend of the river. And only a few days ago, we were attacked in our cabin. We were attacked in our cabin, and
Attacked by
we didn't know what
Frenchmen?
to do. No, I wouldn't say they were Frenchmen, sir. They were strange. They were the strangest men I've ever seen. I couldn't
That
quite
sounds
make
like
out.
French.
I couldn't quite make out what what nationality, whether they were English or French or indigenous. But what was strange is they were all covered in a purple paint of some kind.
Right. So I'm gonna look at. Oh crap! I can't remember how do you pronounce Sequaris. I'm gonna look at him, to see if he recognizes that as like a specific tribe or something, like they don themselves in something similar.
Not that I'm aware of. Also, demon bugs.
And Annie and Edwin are telling their dad and pulling at their mom's skirt, "Mommy, tell them about the wolves. Tell them about the wolves." "Yes, Edward, tell them about the wolves." "Oh, yes. And it wasn't just the purple painted fellows. There were these, well, we thought they were wolves, but they didn't sound like wolves, but they were prowling around the homestead's outskirts. Their howls were terrifying. They were strangely peculiar, but haunting, like almost like tormented human voices wailing in the night. We managed to fend off the men with the purple paint, but with the river rising ever more rapidly day by day, we realized we had to escape. So
Interesting.
So just not even really a day ago, the time slipping by, we decided to just tear down our cabin, and we created this raft with this tent. And by God's grace, as we were pushing off the river, these purple painted men, they returned and began to fire upon us as we were moving into the river. You can see what they've done, and sure enough, you look at the canvas, and it's got bullet holes, and there are arrows stuck in the side of the log raft. By the grace of God, we were saved from their barbarity. We are so relieved to see you. We thought we would head at least to Fort Edward or any of the forts downriver, but we didn't even know if they were still in existence. Please tell us.
Yes, we're
Is
coming
there
from
safe-
Fort Edward.
Oh, thank God. It is so good to hear this. Annie, can you believe it? I told you not to worry. I said the army would still be there.
Indeed. Now, what we're going to have you do is continue on to Fort Edward to inform the general, while we will move on and investigate these purple-covered people. See if it's a tribe, an unknown tribe, or perhaps some fraud scheme.
Well, what about the other? What about the other boat of redcoats? We saw some pass by our cabin Annie, how long ago was that? And she's like, oh, that was just over a week ago, I believe. Yes, yeah. Whatever happened to them? We never saw them come back again. You do know they went up there, don't you?
Yes, we are aware that they have gone there. We are heading up to reinforce them. He is intentionally not telling them that they are missing because he doesn't want them to panic even more.
Oh, well, what a relief. What a relief to know that the government and the king is doing something in the face of all of this.
For the king.
Yes, indeed, for the king, and God save the king. Thank you so much. We will do as you order us, sir. We are going to continue to move down the river and get to safety. Is there anything we can pass on from you?
Just relate what you've told us to the general, and let him know that we are continuing on.
Oh, very good, very good. And please, God's blessing be with you all as you move forward.
Stay safe. As I shiver because they all turn their soulless eyes upon me.
Does anybody else want to ask anything, or you distinctly see the privates kind of like looking at each other, going like, "Wolves? Like, what the hell is he talking about?"
Right. So,
What kind of
actually, I
wolf?
probably want to grab some of those arrows that you said were like sticking out to see if they have any identifying marks, like say, "Hey, this tribe always does it this way." I have no idea if that's even a thing, but that might be
I think it is actually.
Yeah, see if we can at least identify the tribes
totally
involved.
You can totally grab some arrows, 100%.
Yeah, and hand him over to that guy. Because of course I'm going to struggle with somebody's name.
And so, Siquaris, you look at the various arrows, and you can readily identify that these are both Iroquois, Mohawk. Their arrows representing any number of the nations in the entire lower Great Lake areas. These are just not singular arrows from a singular nation.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, they are sort of federalized, for lack of a better term. What am I looking for? Allied. I know there's a big alliance
some
of
allied
tribes
with
in this area.
So some nations allied with the French and some allied with the British.
Okay, so this would be a mix of the two.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, these don't belong together.
I'm telling you, it's a filthy French trick. You can never trust the French.
And what does our ranger think of it all? And what does Kate think of it all?
John is not sure. He's thinking about all of this stuff, trying to put it together. He would probably maybe ask some more details on the painted men, I guess, that they saw, or the Indians or the natives. Try to get more, a little more detail there. Something's going on here. He's not sure exactly at this point.
He hasn't yet cottoned on to the fact that he's in a horror adventure.
No. He is kind of focused on, hey, following the orders that he's been given to help you guys find the missing captain. So he might focus a little bit more. He picked up on the lieutenant's reluctance to mention that they were missing. So he's not gonna, he'll play along with that. But he might say like, did you catch which direction they were headed, or where exactly did you see them last? How many were in the group, that kind of a thing.
Well, good, sir. They sort of came out from what I can only assume was sort of the northwest of our cabin, somewhere upriver. But to tell you the truth, after our first encounter with them, I didn't go even further afield than eyesight of my cabin for fear of our lives.
No worries, good sir. We appreciate the information, and I would hearken to listen to the lieutenant here and make all due haste to the fort, where you will be safe.
Oh, believe me, we will be doing precisely that. My young lad here, he's got strong arms for his age. He'll help
Do
his
they
old
look like they
pal.
have enough supplies to make it back? He would offer some of his supplies, his personal supplies if need be, personal rations.
Yeah, no, they'll be able to make it there by the evening, so not to worry. How about stout-hearted Kate? What is she thinking about all this?
So Kate's like, I don't know nothing about purple people. I never heard about that. But she kind of picks up on the wolves. Can you run like through like what they said about the wolves again? Because I kind of lost it.
So what they said is that there were some strange looking creatures that they thought were wolves, but they just didn't sound like wolves. And they were prowling around the homestead's outskirts. But he said their howls were particularly chilling and strange and peculiar and haunting, and sounded more like tormented human voices. If he could put his finger on it, that's what he would say it sounded like.
Okay. Now she's going to be like, I don't know nothing about wolves that sound like people, purple people. So she will keep an eye out on the riverbanks for purple people and weird wolves.
John will also suggest that they can give us directions to their cabin. They can investigate more to make sure the area is safe.
Well, yes, of course. Our cabin, as I say, and he points back and says, you can see where there's a bend in the river up ahead. Well, it used to be more of a bend, but just around that bend, not more than I would say, not more than let me see here, not more than an hour and a half, you will come upon where our cabin, where the remains of my cabin were. Just look to the north side of the river and you will find it.
Very well, good sir. Thank you very much.
Is there anything in?
I'll ping on the map where precisely he might have been suggesting.
Very good.
Okay, well, he definitely doesn't want to dawdle any more than he has. And so he says, with your leave, God bless you. And he starts to pull the log raft downstream.
Right. Helps if I push the right button. Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
And so one of the privates, maybe it's Campbell, leans forward to Sutton and says, "Come on, Sutton. Come on now. What's this about wolves and purple men? What is this madness? Where are we going? Come on, now speak up. Say something. Shut up, Campbell. We're here to do a job. Just shut up and stop complaining. You wanted to get out of the fort, so we're out of the fort. All right. So what do you do next?
We press on.
Say again?
We will press on.
All right. So you get around that bend.
We totally
And,
just destroyed Fort Edward, didn't we?
You get around the bend, and yes, precisely where Brookfield said it was. You can see the remains of a destroyed cabin off, not too far off the shore.
I think we need to go ashore and investigate, search around.
Very well. So you
Keep the cannons manned.
We're not going to require any rolls to go to the shore. But once you get to the shore, you can see that there's a little rough pathway, and yeah, the remains of this small cabin, stone chimney still standing, but pretty much, yeah, they tore off logging from the siding to build their raft.
Well, John would be, he might suggest to Kate, like, hey, we can look for tracks to see where these savages went to, and possibly also look for I got a little bit confused. He said he saw the missing captain in the general vicinity of their cabin, right? Did I understand that correctly?
They were just like you are. They were rowing their boat to the west about a week ago.
They were on their boats. Okay.
Yep. Kate's going to do the peripheral, go around the clearing, if there is a clearing, and check for tracks, any large groups with weird, like maybe paw prints, residual purple stuff.
And I don't know if I'm able to give her a complimentary roll with my tracking, or if either way. Back.
How many people do we have that actually have the tracking skill? Is it going to be all of the current PCs but me? That'd be about right.
Kate's got it at 12.
I forgot we have Rockets or Toakaris. I'm at 13.
No, that's too difficult to say. I'm going to call you Magua.
Yeah, don't do
Just
that.
call him TK.
TK. John has
answer
a
to
13
TT.
in tracking.
So we got
Actually, Tsaquaris is gonna go check up and down the riverbank and see if we can find some sign of anyone making an amphibious landing here.
Okay,
That's a smart move.
Those of you who are going to look for prints or evidence of passing activity, just in the open, do tracking rolls, please.
Yeah, so John rolled an 8, success by 5.
All right. So, John, you definitely see the many footprints of humanoids. You gather that they are of various heights based off of the footprints that they've left behind. They have come very reasonably soon, say within the last, I would say, 24 hours to right up to the cabin. But they're not consistently all the same size. So these are a variety of human beings of different height and stature and weight. And you can see that those tracks indeed have all headed off, just as he said, off towards the northwest. And Kate, you look at the wolf prints, and I just want you to give me a fright check, but with a healthy. Oh no, sorry. I
She's
could ask her to do a fright
unfazable.
check, but she's unfazable. So you don't have to do a fright check, but you are like, wow. So these aren't wolves by any known definition. The thing that really makes you go, is that where there would have been a traditional rear paw print, you can see distinctly that it's almost like a hybrid of both a wolf paw and human or humanoid toes. And
And-
equally disturbing is the forepaws are more like, again, paws, but with digits and what appear to be claws. So again, a hybrid of some description.
Okay. So she'll basically like measure how big they are using like her feet and her hands to see if they are like generally human sized or if they're like huge, like massively huge.
They're definitely human size.
Okay. So she's going to kind of get an idea about how many there are and like what direction they were coming from and where they were going to. Like, were they coming towards the house? And did they circle around and head off in a different direction?
Just as Mr. Brookfield said, they never really came up to the house. They circled it, kept sort of in the distance. You guesstimate there must have been maybe 3 or 4 of them. But again, their tracks were all leading to the northwest, and literally in step or in paw with the purple painted men and their footsteps.
Okay. So she will report all this back. They
I
are
would love to hear you. I'd love to hear you role play this so I can hear everyone's reactions.
so you guys will see like Kate walk the periphery and she'll stop and it looks like she's sticking her foot in a weird angle and then a hand in a weird angle. She scratches her head, walks around a bit more, and then kind of seems to stare off into the woods. Kind of scratches her head, like hands on hips, like she's really confused. And then she's going to trot back over to, I guess what she's going to do is go get John and TK. She wants them. She's going to walk up and say, "Hey, what I'm seeing is really strange. I've never seen anything like this. Can you guys come take a look at this?" And she's going to drag them both over to show them the prints.
Okay. So are you guys going to go to see what she wants to show you?
Sure, why not?
John's like, what is it, Kate? Show, yeah. Lead on.
They're so as she's walking, she's going to tell them like, they're wolf prints, but they're not wolf prints. It's like if you take a wolf paw print and you extend out the digits so it's more like a human hand. It's very strange.
And when she shows you, I want you both to make a fright check, but with like say a +3.
One of you needs to roll an 18, please.
Yes, please.
It's probably about time for that, isn't it?
Okay, all good. So you might feel the hair on the back of your neck go up when you come to realize that, yeah, what she's just said is absolutely true. You're looking at the footprints and paw prints of a strange cryptid. I guess that's what we'd call it today.
It looks like the mating of a man and some beast.
Have either of you ever seen something like this before?
John's like, I've seen many a strange thing in my life, but merci. You know, he starts kind of going into a little bit of his French accent. Never seen anything like this before.
Well, so you want John to be French? He's actually
He's not.
the way I
He's
created
not
him.
French.
Yeah, he's
He just
an
speaks
English.
French.
He's an Englishman, but yeah, okay.
It's I don't know. I just took it kind of like a little quirky thing. Whenever he starts acting kind of, you know, he just goes into this other form of thinking. The
Okay.
French. I don't know. Whatever.
No true Englishman would ever go French.
Actually, you're right, because he's at war with the French and he's trying to kill them. So maybe we'll have to like retcon that out.
And TK, what are your thoughts on this?
I suppose Zaquaris is probably sort of divided here. On one hand, he's looking at it and going, how would I make that if I were going to fake it? And then on the other hand, he's got his own Mohawk beliefs and is trying to justify it within that. I don't know the legends all that well, so I couldn't say if it fits anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think perhaps somewhere
Skinwalker,
yeah,
Navajo, Hopi, Mohawk.
There could be something there where it's like this is definitely unnatural and likely from the spirit world, and not the good side of that spirit world. We'll just jump over to Lieutenant Hollingsworth. What was the lieutenant doing again?
Basically just I'm trying to think if he has no skills in tracking, so he's not going to even bother trying with that. So I think he's going to be remaining at the beached boat and basically like writing down some notes in a little journal or something like that.
Okay. You do happen to look up and see the three of them congregating and pointing down at the ground. And now, Sequaris, you were looking initially along the shoreline, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both before and behind.
Yeah, and so you pick up the very same tracks that John did. The place has been overrun by these humanoids, or human beings, sorry, and they, of course, had come down to the river, likely, where they started shooting at the Brookfields.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, all the tracks, both cryptid and human, are off to the northwest.
Okay, so at some point, Kate's gonna
parallel with the river.
Yeah, Kate's gonna like wave over at the lieutenant and call him over to come see what they found. And I'm totally not fishing for an 18 fright check from him.
Uh-huh.
Do you head over there?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and role play that, please.
What's all this then?
So Kate will point out the tracks, and she's like, "I've never seen anything like this before, but it's some weird wolf print, but not a wolf."
And yeah, just do a +3 fright check.
Your turn.
Okay, because I'm sitting there thinking, it's like, hey, it just looks like the dirt to me.
Or you can do an IQ check if you want to. Ah, success by 9, no problem.
Rolled an 8.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So you're not exactly. Are you saying, LT, that you're not exactly convinced that this is what she just is describing?
Well, the three of them all seem to be in agreement with it, and the three of them are able to glean stuff from the ground that just looks like the ground to me. So, okay. It's not that he's disbelieving. He's just like, I have to take their word for it because I just see ruffled up dirt.
Okay, roger that. So it doesn't really register, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that's mostly what he's saying. I mean, he's definitely seeing that they're confused. So it's like, okay, so he's going to be confused, but it's like somebody's giving him something that's written in a completely foreign language, and it's just gibberish to him.
Okay. And
Are we able to determine where they? He's going to ask of the three trackers here. It's like, are we able to determine what direction they departed in?
And I'm assuming that we were able to determine that. And Kate
yeah.
will point. They came from here. They took this route around, and then they went off in that direction. And she'll point.
Yeah, and basically it's along the shoreline and back into the woods to the north of the river.
Okay, so the route that we are planning on taking, not down towards Fort Edward.
No, that's correct.
Well then, I guess we should get back into the boat and try to find these strange, big-toed, big-feeted wolf bears.
Is anyone going to go to the remains of the cabin?
All right, there were remains of a cabin. I guess I could have poked around in that. Not going to have found much.
It's true. They pretty much left in a hurry. A lot of their personal possessions are still here. Some are gone, but the bulk is still here. And it appears that perhaps some of it's been ransacked. But there's really nothing notable to be seen.
Kate's gonna swing by the cabin, and she'll nab something. I don't know what's there, but something that she can just kind of pick up and pocket real quick.
Yeah. What you pocket is I'm going to say, what would Annie have left behind? I'm going to say that you see a lovely sort of silver saucer or cup that's just been rolled off onto the floor. That's what you see.
Oh yeah, totally nicking that.
Bloody thieves.
And all right, so everyone's heading back to the longboat, I take it?
Yep.
Okay.
Not much
So,
here, so time to move on and continue our mission.
Okay. So you push off and continue to row your way upriver, and say about in another hour, everybody make a open perception check, please. If you have a vision bonus, by all means, make sure you include that.
I have managed to fail.
Ooh, success by 5.
Okay.
Naturally, everybody succeeded but me.
Okay.
It's
So
because
as,
they don't have
It's
hats
not your
on.
job to make these rolls. It's our job.
Yes.
Your
so,
job
Very
is
good.
to interpret and to assign tasks.
Very good.
Can you, Lieutenant, can you explain why you failed in your perception roll?
I am seated and scribbling some notes in my little pseudo journal thing.
Okay.
So
That's awesome.
my head is down while I can read.
Okay. So for those of you who succeeded, you notice something has changed about the water. You've been looking down, and you notice that there is. At first, you didn't think it was what you initially saw, but you see what appears to be a very deep purple hue that's tinting the water below the draft line of the rowboat itself. Now, you notice that, and then you realize that the purple hue is moving at a very different current. It's as if somehow it's moving by a completely different force.
That's not right.
So, what do you do when you see these things initially? Whichever person wants to do something about it.
Kate's going to like
Lieutenant?
stick a hand in the water, see if she can pick up some purple water.
Don't touch
Okay.
it. It's pure concentrated evil.
So, in order to touch it, you would have to go like I think into the water to like swim down into it. It's A, that colorful, but B, it is quite much just below the draft of that of your rowboat.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask what's about 3 feet down or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's still going to like try to pick up some water, and she'll see that the top water is not purple and go, huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And what did the other two do who saw this?
Yeah, I'm poking the lieutenant going, I'm not sure we should go this way.
Sorry, what? Why is that?
See that? That's not right.
Oh, that's very interesting. What is it?
It's purple.
Ah, so that explains the purple people. They swam through whatever this was and were thus covered in purple. I wonder what that is.
So they're purple pescatarians then.
How about John Fox? What is he doing now that he's spied the same thing? FX?
Sorry. Sorry about he is I mean, I think he would be instinctively curious and I mean, he's going to want to investigate further.
How are you going to do that? Are you going to dive into the river? Because that would be funny too.
That's an awesome quote.
He would probably grab one of the ropes and tie himself off and try to swim out, to be honest.
And
And that's
okay,
the last we ever
so-
saw of it.
So you guys are rowing, and then like one of the corporals like puts his hand on John's belt and says, "Hey, mate, what are you doing, mate? LT or Lieutenant.
What are you doing, Fox? Oh, sorry, Mr. Fox. Actually, I wonder does he have anything resembling rank?
I don't believe he does. They probably
So he would be
he's
Mr.
like
Fox, yeah.
he's a civilian,
Yeah.
contractor.
What are you doing?
He kind of gives you an abashed look. He's like, sorry, Lieutenant, but I've never seen anything like this before. I thought I would take a look.
By going into it? Are you mad? No, what you would do
Well,
is
I've
if you
been told that once or twice.
want to get it and it's underneath there, we would tie a rope to a bucket and put the bucket in.
Perhaps we could send down this silver cup that's hanging out of Catherine's bag there. Where did that come from?
I've always had this.
So how far down is it compared to the top of the river?
Yeah, I would say that it's like kind of like almost sitting at the bottom of the river
Oh,
itself.
okay. And the
Yeah.
Hudson's pretty deep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So there's no way to reach it with your hand. I guess if you had a bucket or you could kind of haul water up, you could try and bring it up. But yeah, somebody wants to actually physically interact with it, they're going to have to dive into the water.
Actually, I would be willing to bet this boat has a lead line.
There you go. Being not a boater, I don't think of these things. Ronky probably would think of these things.
Yeah, the lead line's got a little hollow in the bottom of it specifically for picking up what's on the ocean floor or river floor, as this case may be, for identification purposes. So it seems like that might be useful here.
yeah.
Well,
Wow, that has been around for a lot longer than I thought it was. The lead line has been around since 5th century BCE.
and well, indeed. So does anybody want to lower it?
Corporal Hall, the lead, if you please.
Very, very well.
This is totally not going to come back and bite us in the ass at all. Hey, there's something creepy in purple. There's something creepy in purple at the bottom of the river. Let's pull it up and see what happens. Holy crap, this is a horror game. We're acting just like idiot people in horror movies.
No, it's not really purple. It's sort of an unidentifiable purplish color out of space.
So, oh god, yeah, the color from space. Great. So I could pick up the shotgun or the machete or the flashlight. I'm going to pick up the flashlight.
Okay, so the corporal starts to bring it up out of the water, and he goes, "Good God, what is this? Who would like to take possession of this?"
No one touch it. Put it in a bucket.
Nobody touched nothing.
Yep, she's
so
gonna.
Who is going to take the lead line from the corporal?
I probably will, but I want to try to keep it as far away from myself as possible.
I'd be willing to bet we got a boat hook on this thing as well, or something along that line we could probably handle it with.
Well, I think I want to double check, but I think I'm actually wearing gloves.
I think you probably would
let's
be wearing
start.
gloves. I think almost everybody will have gloves. I didn't put it in their inventories, but it makes sense given the time. Okay, so Lieutenant, you take the lead line and you look in, and indeed there is this kind colorful purple, and it doesn't appear to be moving now that it's been removed from the river itself. What do you do with it?
I'm going to examine it, study it, see if I can figure out what it is, and, make sure anybody else, who wants to look at it, can. I mean, is it just like some sort of strange dye? Is it, slime? Is it that sort of, I'm just trying to figure out,
It's definitely viscous, if I'm saying that word correct.
Viscous.
Viscous. So even without touching it, you can see that it's heavier than the water.
how very odd.
Anybody smell it?
Oh yeah, sure, why not?
You take a whiff, but there's not really much of an odor to it. It doesn't really smell any different from river water.
How very, very odd. Wonder if it's just some sort of, no, oil floats on water. What would be heavier than the water?
At this point, are you still paddling forward, or have you kind of stopped?
Well, we probably are not necessarily paddling forward, but, just sort of drifting forward.
Yeah, Kate will still be at the
Okay.
at the back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what?
So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not water. It's viscous. But it's just sitting there.
Does it wash off, or do we need to cut the line?
Yeah, because it's probably once I'm done, just lower it back into the water to see what happens.
And for those of you who did succeed in your perception rolls, as he's looking at this stuff, you will also have noticed a body, not some distance from you, but it's caught up like in a tree branch from a tree that has fallen over because the water from the river has expanded, so it got into the roots and the trees come down. But what's really odd is that the body is purple.
There's a corpse there, Lieutenant.
And when you look up, you can see that it's a purple body. Not the kind of purple bloated dead body you're used to seeing from warfare.
Well, this day certainly keeps getting stranger and stranger. I'm going to drop the thing back into the water to hopefully wash it off, and say, point towards the body and say, well, let's go find out who this fellow is. Or was.
Kate will kind of angle us in that direction.
Okay, and just as you have that thought, LT, because now your attention is on the body, and Sakaris as well, both of you in that moment will say, as we've been moving forward and drifting, we've kind of moved into a very smaller channel in the water. And this would be a place that if somebody were to do some bad business and there is a dead body there, this would be the place where it's going to go down.
Ready yourselves, men.
What do you do? Ready yourselves?
Well, that's the first thing he does.
So I would like for Kate to have her intuition roll to see if it's actually, this is a bad idea.
No!
And if she should ignore
Okay.
the lieutenant and actually keep us moving.
Okay. So
I think we should continue on. It's fine. This place is
by all
fine.
means, by all means, this is where we make an IQ roll for you, I believe.
Oh wait.
Yep, and I think it's in the box.
It's in the box, correct? Yep. So explain to me again, what was the lieutenant's last order to you or suggestion?
I think the suggestion was let's go over there and investigate, I think.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. Okay.
That's
so,
better.
There you go. You used a Benny to reroll
Yep.
your leadership and succeeded.
Yep.
Okay.
And in this case, it was less. This is less about the go forth and investigate, and more about, oh, this place looks kind of sketchy. I think we're about to get. Oh crap! Hexes just appeared, so we're about to get ambushed.
Okay. So you both kind of in the same moment. So Kate, your intuition tells you before he has that awareness, your intuition is like, to hell with that. I'm keeping this boat in the middle of this river.
Yeah. So Kate will call out. She said, we don't need to stop. We need to keep going. I just have a feeling. And at this point, I think Lieutenant has been on, tracking missions or whatever, or around her enough to realize that when she's got a gut feeling, it's usually right. So she's going to ignore his order, and she is going to keep the boat straight in the middle and keep moving downriver or upriver, whatever it is.
Plus, we suddenly appeared on a map with grids, so we're like, oh, yeah, that says everything. That always seems to happen when you have these gut instincts. You go, I think something's wrong, and then we look down and we're on a hex grid.
I know, right?
Okay, so what I want you to do is open up the British Army Regulars on the NPC tab. We took all the privates, correct? And we took the 2 corporals, is that correct?
We took all the corporals, both of the corporals and and all the privates, yeah.
Okay, so starting with John Fox, so there's 4 of you, and there's 7 NPCs. I would like you to 2, 4, 6. So I think I'd like John, Catherine, and the lieutenant. John, Catherine, and Siaquaris. I'd like you to each take 2 NPCs. You can click them open, but we'll start with John. John, you just take 2. You can just click on them, and you're going to be interacting as them. Okay.
Okay. When you say take 2, do I need to do something specifically or just open up the character sheet?
Yeah, just open their character sheet, and you're going to be interacting with them because I'm going to be dropping them onto the combat tracker.
All right. Are we on the TAC map Hudson upriver?
Yep.
Okay.
Holy cow, you guys are really fast. I was like, oh, he's 625. Cool. That's apparently slow.
So we're just dividing up.
That's right. So who did you take, John?
Are my choices out of the corporals and the privates?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So it looks like TK is going to take Smith and Williams, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You wrote them down. I see. Geigerman, Smith, and Williams. Okay. So
Really
I don't know. Can I do Corporal Hall, Private Campbell?
Go for it.
Now, the sergeant is not present. Is that the only one that's not present?
Yep.
Kate, so Kate's got Jones and Rogers. Kate?
I guess that'll leave Sutton for Rigel.
Jolly good.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to close them off. Okay, so now-
Quick suggestion to you, Nosh. Unshare Sergeant Hardwick, so we can't see him. That'll ease up our temporary confusion.
There you go.
Boom. So that way we won't be. Oh yeah, I'm going to take this guy.
Okay, so now I'm going to put you guys. We're going to put you guys in the boat, and so Kate, you were at the very back, correct?
Yes.
I am also going to temporarily open Corporal McLean. So we will actually have him.
And let me unlock the token lock so you can kind of position yourselves in the boat correctly. So yeah, drag. Let me put you. I'll put you on the map here. Hang on.
Yeah, unfortunately, this map doesn't show the water effects very well.
Yeah, it's very. I didn't make it too turbulent.
Oh, okay. There's a bit of the bottom showing through. It's just a little too dark. Yeah, it's all right.
I may have forgotten to create a token for John. My bad. Let me see.
Well, you should be able to pull it off a sheet. Oh, you actually created those as tokens. Okay.
Yeah, I think I may have unfortunately forgotten to do his. Hang on a second. It was a busy week. Oh, here it is.
FX,
Hang
if
on.
you drag your portrait
we're good.
onto the
We're
map,
good.
does
We're
it
good.
actually
We're
connect?
good. We're good. We're good. We're
Never
good.
mind.
Hang on.
Carry
We're
on.
good. Okay, there. John's on. And I need McLean out here as well, right?
Yep.
Indeed.
All right. So you should be able to move your tokens around to where you want them to go. As well, can you grab your regulars that you each have and put them in the boat, please?
Rogers and Jones are in there.
Okay. I will drag the others. Oh, no, you're all dragging yours. That's fine. It should work.
Oh, can we do that?
I'm surprised you didn't just throw them into the tracker.
Well, they're all in the tracker now. I just need to reveal them.
Yeah, we don't see them.
Gotcha. Oh no, they're evil.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying that you can't hide a friendly.
Oh, you can't even make them friendly. They're either hostile or no faction.
No, click it again.
Yeah, I did, and it just goes from none to unfriendly. Oh, there it is. Sorry. I'm not sure why that didn't work the first time.
It was just sleeping.
Well, when you click on it and it changes it to friendly, it actually resorts it, so it gets bumped up to the next row, and you don't always see it when it happens.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Man, I am running out of room.
Right, so who's who here?
All right. Who else do we have to put down there for a token?
We've got tokens on there, but they're not attached to the tracker.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I'm going to remove all of them and I will drag them from the tracker. That's what we got to do.
So what you can do is there should be a friendly icon at the bottom of the tracker. You can actually drag that onto the map, and it will grab
Yeah.
all of them.
All right. So is it going to re-grab you guys?
I don't know.
Guess we'll find out. Apparently, yep.
Yep.
That's cool. I
Well, it
did not
didn't
know
do-
you could actually do that.
Well, there you go. Now drag yourselves accordingly. The swivel guns are, midship, one on the
Okay.
starboard, one on the port. Yeah.
We don't have permission to move the others.
Ooh, how do I do that? I guess I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, I don't know if
So-
you can just grant that.
I don't know either.
I'm gonna have to, right after the game, I'm gonna have to experiment and with that dragon friendlies. I did not know you could do that.
We'd already done that before. I think you just
I think I've heard it, but it just didn't really register.
Okay,
Because I
I put Smith
wasn't-
and Williams there beside Kate.
forgot. Oh, bring them up to the front, just to make it easy. However, we worked that out.
Yeah, and you can put Jones and Rogers back by Kate.
Put Hall and Campbell right in front. Yeah, that's
Okay, and where would you like? We've got Sutton here.
yeah. He's probably fine.
Okay,
Yeah, it looks like McLean should probably be across from Sutton. They should all be 2 to a bench.
He's on one of the guns, McLean.
Oh,
There are
and
2
Fox?
guns, and Lieutenant and McLean are manning the guns. I don't know if anybody else has gun or cannon.
now here's the fun question: is as I move this boat across the map, can I?
Yes, you can
Grab
select
everybody and
all.
move them?
Yes,
I can select all.
Can you?
you
Oh,
should
well,
be
you
able
can
to.
select all the tokens, but not with the boat.
Right, but I should be able to grab all the tokens. Correct? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so this is where we start our combat, and you are going to see movement from the north, and you see this, and I'll show you. If you look to the north,
Uh-oh.
did they appear?
Yes. Purple
They're not
painted
purple
man.
painted person.
I'm calling
Yep.
shenanigans. They're not properly purple. They just have little.
Yeah, they don't look purple to me.
You have to scroll
So
really
we're,
deeply to see the purple in their head.
So we're not going to worry about facing. Obviously, everybody will be facing the enemy, or you'll be facing your enemy. But this is how it starts.
Holy cow, that's a lot of people.
And we're going to the top of the round with Fox.
So is the cannon in the items of the swivel guns?
So if you look on Harris, you should have to equip the cannon, and it will appear in his ranged combat.
Gotcha. Okay, so what I would like to do, if this works, can I drag that into party sheet and you increase that to 2? So then I put 1 on him and 1 on me?
Yeah. So let's give that a try.
I have dragged it into the party sheet.
I've made it 2.
I'm waiting for it to show as 2. Do I have to close that? Let me close it and open it back up. And now it's 2. Okay. So there's 1. And where is my character? Come on, Lieutenant. Stop hiding. Aha!
So hopefully
think that
it will
worked.
show up under ranged for you at this point.
Swivel gun. Quit. Combat. I have a swivel gun. Ha ha ha.
If you open the note, or sorry, the little item itself, there should be some more further explanation of the stats, like using it as a grape shot, yada yada yada. But you've loaded it with, I believe, cannonballs for now.
Yeah. What's the
Okay,
shot? Oh man,
so,
20.
All right. So, John Fox, you are targeting purple painted man number 7, correct?
Yeah, Lieutenant, you gave us the order to fire, correct, or to attack?
No,
Just
we
wanna make
have
sure.
not. We have not. They have not started shooting at us yet.
Okay, so I'm at this
What are
point.
these
Then
guys equipped with?
I'm aiming at the first guy, and that will be my
Okay.
my round.
And you guys are going to be both at -2, including the range, because they are partially obscured by the trees that they're shooting from behind.
Okay,
Some
so they
have bow
are
and
shooting.
arrows.
Gotcha.
Some have muskets, some have bows and arrows. And you guys are seated in a boat, which will then again protect half your bodies. Okay, so you're aiming, John. Excellent. Sikoris.
Do any of them appear to be in charge, for lack of a better term?
Negative.
No high value targets. Okay.
They all look as blandly similar as they appear on the map.
I think
Tactical
Takaris will
clumps.
take aim at number 11.
Okay. Kate.
All right. So Kate is going to, for now, do like full defense, like be, kind of tuck herself down low in the boat, because she's going to keep a hand on the, is it a rudder?
Rudder, tiller.
Tiller.
Yeah, tiller, whatever, to keep the boat in the middle of the river and on course, so that we don't like get stuck on something and we can get away from these people as quickly as possible.
Okay. Lieutenant.
Right. He is going to wheel the swivel gun around and point it at these guys who are shooting. Are they already engaging us?
They are lifting their muskets. They are pulling back their bows.
Okay, so he's basically going to take an aim action. FX.
Okay. I think you're going to be next there, Corporal Harris.
He is wondering whether he can actually wheel his around
Oh
and
gosh,
engage over
I
everybody.
forgot. Sorry, no. If they are following orders, John has trained them, and I'm sure the British Army regulars have trained. They are also taking an aim maneuver, and
It's
I
okay.
have.
We're gonna come round to your guys in a second. Yeah.
I
Just
thought
hold on.
you told me to go. Sorry.
No. I'm just saying, Corporal Harris. That's Rigel's next character.
He is not going. He does not want to shoot over the boat like that. So I think he's not do. He's like going to be continuing to watch this side in case additional hostiles appear.
Okay. Okay, now we're on to Corporal Hall.
Quick question. What order did the lieutenant give as far as firing? Did he just say weapons free, or did he actually give an order?
No, he has not given an
said-
order yet because these guys haven't officially attacked. So he's probably perfectly fine with everybody taking aim, but not shooting unless they start engaging.
Okay, so Corporal Hall is going to take an aim.
Yeah.
Do you want to click on somebody to target them?
Oh, am I controlling?
Yep.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah, we'll actually let him.
I'm not sure. I'm clicking. I'm not sure if it's doing anything. Control click.
Oh yeah, because
He's-
we can't actually select those tokens, so we can't target them either.
Okay. Okay. So Corporal Hall, you tell me who you want to target.
So if I'm just kind of assuming, we've kind of been briefed on some sort of the tactics that John has been teaching them. And so Corporal Hall and Private Campbell have been assigned to me. Like we broke up into like three-man groups. And I'm fire leader, whatever. I'm telling them aim at, Purple Man 7. So the guy all the way on the right. And so they're gonna both aim at the same target as me.
Okay. Okay. So I will drag an aim effect. Okay, and our next one is Sutton.
Sutton is
Is
going
he under
to
your-
target number 3.
Target number 3. Campbell. Who's got Campbell?
Yeah, so Campbell's doing the same thing. So Campbell and Hall, they're both aiming
Okay,
at
you
number
realize
7.
Campbell is sitting right behind Hall.
I can't see the map.
That they should be drilled. They should be drilled, able to do that.
I mean, he's
Plus
probably off to
the,
the side, staggered.
These rifles are also going to be effectively reach 1 or 2, so the barrel is actually past him.
Are we all going to be deaf after this? volley?
No more than usual.
Private Jones.
He's going home.
Yep, he's just going to go home. Do we want some folks to stay on the oars to make the boat go faster?
Sure, that's a really good idea.
All right, so if you order that, Jones and Rogers will stay on their oars at the back by Kate and keep the boat propelled forward so that
Okay.
we're not drifting. We are actually purposefully moving.
Okay. So those two will just pass through because they're rowing. Smith.
Smith and Williams will take 12 and 8 respectively. Since we're on the one end, we should start on that end.
All right. I think we've come through everybody. Yeah, I think everyone has now acted. So we're going to go to the purple painted men.
And here's where we all die.
So purple painted man number 1. He is going to simply target Williams. And he's going to aim. The next purple painted man is going to target Hall. The next one will target Aquarius. The next one is going to target The next one will target Sutton. The next one will target Jones because he's still paddling. And the next one is going to target Sutton. I think I'm almost through them all. The next one will target Smith.
Yep.
I think I'm almost through them all, maybe not. It's a lot of them. The next one will target Aquarius again. Okay, top of the round. Over to you, John.
All right, John.
Does he go impetuous or does he keep aiming?
No, I think he's gonna aim. I was just doing. He's gonna be like steady, steady, aim, and he'll keep aiming for another second. So that's that's all he does.
Okay, well, yep. Advance it. It should show how many turns you have aiming now.
Aquarius is on aim 2. I still have not gotten the order to fire.
Catherine, you're continuing with move maneuvers.
Yep.
Okay. Lieutenant Hollingsworth.
Yeah, so I am realizing he is not where he should have been, or doing what he should have done. He is going to step away from his gun and call out to Corporal McLean to take it over because
Okay.
I'm supposed to be doing the not the actual shooting as much as coordination.
Okay. So that's fine. You call out to Harris or McLean to come over here and take Bloody Mary into your hands.
That is correct. The second, so I can't necessarily do more than that. I believe that's not going to be particularly difficult for Harris to get over there, but he's not going to be. It's not going to be ready yet.
Yeah, roger that. Corporal Hall.
Question: When are we? When is the boat moving?
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself. I'm going like, oh yeah, I guess the boat should move.
Well, it's probably only move 1 right now, so it's not actually going very far.
That's right. So I'm just going to move it up by its basic move of 1.25, and that's what we'll do. So hang on a second, everyone.
Yeah, and Corporal Hall and Private Campbell, they're just doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think we
They're
can probably
aiming.
say everybody is probably continuing on
And
the same.
yeah, and John was like, orders, Lieutenant. Like, they have sights trained on us. We're ready to fire on your command.
You're not going to get all that out in a second. That's why I hesitated to say,
Almost.
more than because it's like he made the comment about it's like McLean, take this weapon. I'm like, yeah, that's all he can really say this round. Next round is going to be
Ready to fire, Lieutenant.
yeah. Next round is probably going to be like, fire as you bear.
I'm just trying to figure out how to grab everyone's token here.
Okay, there's a selection mode up there on the toolbar. It's like the second set, the first one. You click that, and then you can just drag and grab all of them.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Found it.
and it's very, very helpful.
Do I need
And
to be
basically
on
just
the
shift them all
layers?
forward.
Do I need to be on the layers to do that?
Not for these guys, no. You will for the boat.
No, you do to move the
assuming,
boat.
yeah.
Yeah. So I just moved the boat.
Voila.
Ah, okay.
Voila. Excellent.
There you go.
Okay, so everyone's going to continue to aim again, I take it?
Roger.
So I'm going to move down through the combat tracker until we get to them.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
All right, so Purple Painted Man number 1 had been aiming at Williams. So I'm going to make this simple. If I go to my manual, what I had here was we had 8 archers and 4 musketeers out of the group of them. So the guys at the very end are going to be our archers. So number 11, 12, 8, and 6 will be the guys with the bows. And the rest down the line will have muskets, all right?
Jolly good.
Just to keep it simple. So Purple Painted Man 1 is going to fire on Williams. The
Should
range
put
is
that
a
on the-
minus.
Should put that on the name.
What's that? Oh, like who's armed with what?
Yeah, you could just put like an asterisk on the ones that have bows. That way you know
Okay.
which is which.
Okay. When I come to them, I will definitely do that. Range is going to be -7 plus a -2 because of partial coverage of the boat. So we're looking at a -9 in total for the mod.
Right, cover. You said they had cover as well.
Yeah,
That's right. They got -2.
unless they all out.
Right.
You should
Okay.
totally have everybody all out.
This guy's got a Kentucky rifle and he's going to fire at Williams. Here we go. Well, let me see if I can get the act to work here. Hang on. All right, so it should be a -6 modifier accounting for the accuracy.
That's pretty rough.
Wow. Critical failure. So,
Okay.
What?
Is it a 17?
It's a 17.
Malfunction?
Malfunction. Stoppage. Now, I never understood a stoppage on a musket.
What does it specifically say?
Like it says it fires a shot, then jams. But this is a single shot weapon.
Well, the ball could get hung in the barrel, although that would be weird. Yeah, I'm wondering if they actually describe that somewhere.
I looked and I couldn't find anything.
Well, you could just
so I think
re-roll it.
I'm going to re-roll. Okay, misfire. So weapon fails to fire, and successful armory +2 or IQ-based weapon skill roll can identify the problem. Okay, so he's going to be out of it for a little while, wondering why his gun isn't firing. I'll add the effect of misfire to it. Okay, so Purple Painted Man 10 was aiming at Hall. He'll fire, same mods.
Oh, okay.
Why does that look weird to me? Do I have too many -9s in there?
Don't
No,
know.
I
You don't have
We
a.
can't actually see
Yeah,
it.
you don't have them shared.
Whoa, hang on, sorry.
You don't have to.
Yeah, but I want to.
I just find it amusing to do it in Warhammer, just so everybody can see how badly I roll.
Yeah, no, he missed. So now, is it possible that he could hit Campbell behind him? We're talking about Purple Painted Man 10 here.
Oh, What's the line? I mean, there's a good chance any of these guys are probably close enough. Yeah, just roll the same thing again, but it's capped at 9, so anything over 9
Yep.
automatically misses. Assuming it wasn't worse than that in the first place.
He missed by 6.
No, you'd roll it again. So would that have hit?
Yeah, now you have
I
to.
doubt it.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
did
because
what?
that would have. The mods were a -6 to hit, so I
Yeah,
think he
that
would have
didn't
missed
hit.
again. Okay,
Yeah.
so the bullet goes zinging right by.
Boy, if they're -6, that's going to be tough.
Purple Painted Man 11 with his bow. There, I put an asterisk on the name. So he is going to aim for another turn. Guy, Purple Painted Man number 1 was aiming at Williams. He is going to fire. See if he hits Smith.
Yeah, that second chance is going to save them. Assuming
And
you
that
don't
ball-
roll shit.
That ball flies right past both of them.
Well, needless to say, they have engaged. So give them a
Purple Painted
volley.
Man
Does
10
seem to be the case.
Purple Man 10 is going to try and shoot at Hall. Geez, they really targeted Hall, didn't they? Luckiest soldier in the kingdom.
Well, I am thinking about Purple Painted Man 7 and how both of the guys that FX has under Fox's control are shooting at him. I think it'd be funny if both of them nail him and he's just like blows apart.
That would be kind of hilarious. Uh-oh.
Now
Somebody hit.
That's a critical success. So the GM gets a lot of bennies right now.
Oh crap! Of
I guess I could have
course.
re-rolled all those other. Damn, I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's true. Should have thought
Okay,
of that.
I should have thought of that. Okay, so Campbell.
That is all right. Critical hit table chart.
Right. This is going to be just a general critical hit table? Or would it be
yes?
Torso?
No, it's critical hit first.
Okay.
You probably would roll the torso to see, or the torso to see if it does more, like if it's a vital strike. On one hand, I hate normal damage only results on critical hits, but on the other hand, I know that means he cannot even try to dodge it. Oh man,
Ooh, that sucks.
that's gonna hurt.
Nasty.
Well, we're about to lose a man.
I don't think he's going to make it.
9.
That's kind of shit damage.
Yeah,
though.
but that's times 3.
times
That's
3.
18. Was it 9, 18, 27 points? Ow.
Oh,
So
it's definitely going to bleed out if we don't do something.
I'm
All
not
right,
sure we
so-
can.
yeah, so Campbell takes a shot right
Ah!
from the Yeah, right in the chest, and blows through his lungs, and the ball blows off and hits the other tree line. So what did we say that was 27 damage?
Yeah, it's times 3 because it's a vitals. So 9, 18, 27. I don't think they have any DR.
And the the piercing plus does how much more?
I
No,
don't think it does
none.
any more when it's a vital strike.
Yeah.
So 27 damage.
Yep.
He's at minus 13 hit points.
So yeah, that's
His health
definitely
is
Death
11.
checks.
that's
His health's
one death
11.
check.
So that's one death check, right?
Yep. And then if he somehow manages to make it, that's going to be a health minus 5 chest check to stay conscious. Hey, he didn't die outright.
He isn't dead, but you said minus 5?
Yeah, because it's a vital strike. But
Okay,
he's definitely stunned.
so is he unconscious then?
No,
I
it.
think you have to fail by 5 to be unconscious.
Yeah. So he's going to
Okay.
drop his weapon,
Yep.
and there's probably
Okay.
50-50. It goes overboard or
I
it goes into the boat.
Doubt it. Well, I don't know.
I think
if
he
it
would just slump. I think he would just slump down because he is seated in the boat. So I think he would just kind of like slump down or slump back, drop his brown bess. Okay. Well, that was nasty.
Yeah, not much you could do against a critical hit.
Yeah, that's war.
Purple Painted Man 12 is going to continue to aim. Purple Painted Man 2 was aiming at Sutton. Let's see if he hits him.
Sutton does not wish to be hit. Crap, I closed him. Holy
Fails by
Oh, he
one.
came real close though.
I
Sutton
think
lets
I'm
out
gonna-
a girlish scream.
I wonder if I should use a Benny here. We are only gonna get as far, or maybe not even past this combat. So
Yeah.
what the heck? I've got Bennies from all of you guys.
And you just got twice that because you got that crit.
Yeah. So I've got 6 Bennies to spend. So I'll spend a Benny and re-roll this one.
Taking bets.
Oh, even worse.
Sutton
I think
laughs
the
in your
shot-
general direction.
Yeah. So the bullet just snaps past him again into the tree line, other side of the forest.
Who was that? The target?
Sutton. I
Sutton.
don't think there's anybody in the line there.
Well, it depends on which hex. But yeah, I guess that would probably count as not.
Well, for shits and giggles, why don't we just see if it does hit Hollingsworth?
That'd be about right. Here comes another 3, guys. It's going to be a 3, and hit location's going to be skull. And it's like, bang! And I'm just going to go right over into the river dead. Or not.
Apparently, John Fox is floating 5 yards above the boat.
And this other purple man is going to fire on Joan.
He scrambled up into the pseudo crow's nest. And we're like, when did that get there?
And what the hell? I'll do another Benny because I can.
crit hunter. We see how it is.
Still missed. Okay, who could he
So who's in the
possibly hit?
line from that? Is it Kate or Rogers?
Who was that just shot?
It was
3.
number 3. I'd say Rogers.
Who was a yard up for some reason?
He's got magical powers.
Well, Fox has got super magical powers because, he's even higher up.
Fail by 4. Shot goes over his head. I clearly should have just sat these guys aiming on you for 3 seconds. Oh, this one's on Fox.
Yeah, remember he's got a minus. He's kneeling, so they get a -2 as well.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Yeah, I've included that in the range modifier.
Although it
Yeah,
also
they've
gives me a
already-
-2 to dodge.
They've already got can only hit you on a damn 6, so
Oh,
Failed by
man,
1.
so close.
And
And there's probably nobody in that line, is there?
No,
Well, I don't
think
know.
there's anybody in that line.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Wow, that was close. You heard that one whiz by your ear.
And we're like,
Your
damn, these
shoulder.
guys are good shots. And, when we fire, we're all going to miss.
mm-hmm.
And same thing here. On Hollingsworth. And missed. And definitely nothing behind you.
Well, there might be somebody in front of him, though.
Oh, Harris. Right.
That would be funny if he ends up killing the character that Ronky was going to play.
That would
Nope,
be hilarious.
Missed. This is another archer. He's aiming. Oh, this guy's.
No, you when you hit the
Brilliant.
thing, it shifted it all the way up. You need to go down to number 7.
Thank you.
That happened to me not last time, but in a session, and I think I accidentally had some bad guy attack twice.
You say it's number 7 that we're on?
Yeah, you got 7 and 8, 7, 8, and 9 left, and then the round flips over.
Okay, thank you. I hope I'm on.
Yeah, right now it's on 10, because when you hit the put the asterisk, it resorts it.
Oh, okay.
Where is 7?
Down at the bottom.
Down towards the bottom.
It's the last 3. Yeah, it just resorts when you add the asterisk, so it goes from the bottom to the top, and you're like, "Oops!"
He was targeting Sutton. I'm on the right guy now.
No, you're not. You're on 2.
Oh, this is weird.
And also 12 has now got duration 3 for the aim. He should only have 2.
Can you tick that down? I've never actually used
Yeah,
that.
you can click in there and change it.
I think I'm on the right guy now.
You are. Purple Painted Man 12, though, his effects, the aim should be
Okay.
D2, not D3.
We will correct it.
Roger, roger.
Rotten asterisks.
Yep. Crap. That means this guy's going to miss Sutton and hit me.
Missed.
Yep, but he's got a chance to hit the lieutenant.
Missed.
Yay!
Not today.
And 8 is going to resort.
Yeah, so he's going to keep aiming. But remind me that the next one is...
Yeah, 9.
This is our last gun guy.
Yep.
Oh, aiming at... Okay. Oh,
So close.
oh, so close, and no one behind you, so it's all good.
Yep. Return
Okay.
fire.
John Fox.
Now you should fix all your asterisks while nobody's looking.
Right,
Okay,
and I should move-
John.
I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna move the boat up.
And that.
Are we getting any extra move from the 2 guys that are rowing?
They're keeping it moving.
Yeah, kind of just it's just going at its basic move pace.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Row
were going against
faster.
the current, weren't we?
No.
No, you're going with the current.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Carry on.
John Fox. John Fox.
Fix your asterisks, guys.
I believe we got the
Oh.
order to return fire.
Yeah, we just
dude,
got a guy who's like bleeding out, so
I just put in all these modifiers in there and I'm not sure if I did it right. I don't want to redo it. So I'm going to roll and then you guys can double check me. But he's doing basically all out attack, 2 seconds of aim. He's kneeling, so he's trying to use the side of the boat to brace the rifle.
who's he aiming at?
Number 7. Is he still alive?
Yeah, we haven't hit any of them yet. It's just he's not,
Okay.
you don't have him selected, so
I thought I had him selected. Let me try again. There you
man,
go.
7's gonna get hosed. You're gonna shoot him.
All right.
Your 2 guys are gonna shoot him.
There we go.
All right, and you got the cover in there. Awesome. So that was number 7, correct?
I think that's
Number 7.
That's all accurate. 2 seconds
Yeah, looks accurate to me.
plus 2, all out plus 1, brace plus 1, cover minus 2, range minus 7. Yeah, that all looks right.
No. 2 seconds is
actually-
plus 1.
And actually, just one more thing here.
So
I
it's
was
gonna
going
be
Well, I
with
meant
the
it's
rule.
3 seconds of aim. It's meant
Yeah,
to
I
be
was
like an
going-
extra 2 seconds.
I was going over the rule for movement and boating.
That's right. I think it's a
The
minus 2.
minus,
The minus
minus,
2 while you're on a vehicle.
like for
for him.
unstable footing, -2 for attacks and then -1 for defense, right?
That
So
depends on the ride.
hang on
So
a second.
if this
Hang-
if this
hang on a
river is
second.
not particularly rough, it may not be that effective.
Well, I made it by 1.
It gets worse than that. So if you're not shooting from a stabilized mount, the combined bonus for accuracy, aim, bracing, and targeting systems cannot exceed the stability rating of the vessel.
I don't know if I've heard that one.
Is that for vehicular weapons?
So that's for, I think, anybody shooting out of a vehicle. And it gets worse because there's even a modifier that says if you're on calm water, you get a -3 for handheld weapons.
Damn, that's
I
gonna be
guess
really hard to frickin' hit anything.
then why are we even trying to hit? Lieutenant, we should just be booking it out of here and getting out.
Because the lieutenant didn't know about those extra rolls.
However, we can forego those rules and just go ahead and say you hit the guy, because why not? Let me roll a dodge at least for Purple Painted Man 7.
Okay.
And he fails. What's your damage?
All right, damage.
Ooh,
Should I roll the chest location?
Yes, if you wish.
I
And remember,
would.
you can do a Benny. You can do a Benny because your Bennies are going to get expended at the end of this session. You can do a Benny to do reroll of damage.
Oh, they get you. Oh, I didn't catch that part, that they don't get carried over.
They don't get carried over. They got reset.
Well, that sucks. Okay.
So yeah, if you want to use a Benny, you can reroll your damage.
Can I use a Benny to re-roll the chest?
Sure.
I think my damage is pretty good, I think.
Actually, your damage is probably going to take him out.
There. All right, never mind. There we go. Chest hit.
Okay, so what's that in total damage with the piercing plus?
It's ×2. Right?
Oh my gosh.
I gotta hit the
Is that
button. Hit the
piercing
fucking
plus?
button.
Piercing plus is ×1.5, I think. And then
Huge
plus
piercing is
×2.
×2. Yep. If you
Times
go
2.
to the Discord Fantasy Grounds GURPS rule set and hit the pinned messages, I have that as an image pinned. So you might want to grab that there, Nosh, and just drop it into your images.
So 32 points of damage is what you're saying.
Nah, 38. Oh, I guess minus his armor.
No, he's got no armor. So 38.
19
he's at minus-
×2.
He's at -28.
All right, well, I will advance the tracker.
And his health is 11. So I'm going to say he's gone.
I'm not sure how to erase my effects, but obviously he's not aiming.
All right. I'm just going to remove that guy because he is quite dead.
And then just I'm noticing here that you have Corporal Hall at -13. It was actually Private. Oh shit! It was Private Campbell that got hit last time with the critical hit. And the only reason I mentioned that is because Corporal Hall has higher weapon skill, so I want to keep him alive. But I did advance the tracker.
Right. It was Campbell who took the, what was it, 27 points? Something like that. Man, Purple Painted Man is dead.
3 × 9, 27.
Ugh. Okay, well, yeah, given all the stuff, this is
Don't worry about all that stuff. We're just going to play with the, just coordinate your ranges and stuff as you normally would.
what are we nixing?
I'm saying we're not going to worry about that all accumulated bonuses can't beat the SR of the boat. Just do your normal ranged attack, or are you going to just keep aiming for another round?
Well, yes, I am going to aim one more.
Okay. Kate.
Kate is continuing to steer, keeping low.
Okay. Lieutenant, musket balls have whizzed by you and inexplicably not hit you.
Yep, it's because, I'm awesome. I am contemplating who is shot.
Campbell.
Even though several of the people, he's just going to be continuing to urge everyone to return fire. As soon as this round has gone, he's going to be having everybody, that isn't a PC grab the oars to try to get us the hell out of the shooting range, because looking at these ranges.
Okay.
Pour it on, lads!
So pour it on, lads, is what you say, and you're kind of try to move over to where Campbell is?
Yeah, he was the guy who was hit.
Yep.
Yeah, basically. McLean is going to spend this round readying, so he's now got the swivel gun ready.
Okay. Corporal Hall. Your target has started to drop down. And that would be FX.
Oh, sorry about that. Well, he target was down, the one he's aiming at. So he will shift over to the left for 1 second round, I guess. So he's like shifting target to the left, and he's gonna start over, aim on target number 3, purple painted man 3.
Okay.
Luckily for us,
Absent any orders.
all of these guys that have just fired at us are going to take like 20 rounds to reload.
Sutton, you've been aiming at
Yes.
Purple Painted Man 3.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot that was me. He is going to actually shoot. Let's see. He's shooting at 3. What's my range to this guy? It's -7. Ugh.
Yeah, everybody's -7.
All right, let's see if he can actually connect with this baby. Fire! And that looks like a big fat no.
How about a Benny?
Reroll.
That's Corporal Sutton. He can't Benny unless he can use mine.
You can Benny for him.
He can totally use one of mine. Fire! And he rolled the same thing, or slightly better.
Want to try again?
I'm navigating to my character sheet because I'm running out of desk space. I got to find see how many I have. Let's see. So I just used 1. That puts me at 2.
You actually should have 4 because of the interlude you did. So
And I used 1. So that put me at 3. And then I used 1 for him. That puts me at 2.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
will use
Yeah.
another one, which will put me at 1. I'm certain that won't come back and haunt me. Yep, he's just not going to hit because, man, that's 3 crappy ass rolls in a row. 16, 14, and 13. So, nope, he missed. And
Not meant to be.
I think Corporal Sutton is going to probably go for his oars next round. Try to speed up.
Private Campbell, let's see if he's conscious. He is unconscious.
Poor Private Campbell.
Private Jones, who was dealing with Private Jones? Is that Kate?
Yeah, those two were rowing.
They are
Yep.
rowing.
Row
They are
faster!
rowing, correct.
Yep, keeping us moving.
Rogers is rowing. Smith.
Aim 3 for Smith, aim 3 for Williams.
Purple Painted Man 11 is going to continue to aim. So is Purple Painted Man 6. Purple Painted Man 1 is going to start to reload.
Oof. That's like 20 rounds.
Oh, it's so disgusting. It's 60 for a Kentucky rifle.
Oof.
Do we have like a reloading effect?
You can quickly
that
make
would
one.
work.
I just made one.
60 rounds. Oof. Damn.
I think number 10 was the guy with the
Oh, the brown vest is 40 rounds, so we're not exactly much better.
I think number 10 was the guy with the misfire, I think.
Right. Did you see that I found that?
Did not see, sorry.
Yeah, misfire is just, it doesn't go off.
Okay, right. So what's the trick around the misfire? He's got
Now
to do
that-
something that he...
I can
Oh,
tell you what
yeah,
it is with the M16. Sports.
Well, it's effectively that. She had to make a armory roll, and it takes like a
Right.
D6 seconds
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, armory or guns, IQ based.
Yeah. But I think you do the time and then make the roll.
I think he's going to be out of the combat for, a few more rounds yet.
Yeah, if it's 60, then geez.
Number 12 continues to aim. Number 2 is reloading. Number 3 reloads. Number 4 reload. so on and so on down the line.
Yep. I suspect that anybody who has fired should probably grab an oar and try to get us clear out of here, because it's going to take that much time for these guys to reload. We can probably be completely out of the combat zone.
Actually, probably not. We're going to be 30 yards. Well, I guess 60
Number 8,
yards
keep
down.
aiming.
So that's 30. So double that. Well, it'd be close.
Okay, is FX back or not?
Yeah, he said he was back.
Yeah, I'm back.
FX, over to you. Over to you.
Did you tell us to grab an oar, Lieutenant?
I have
do you-
not officially. I was saying that. Right, we need to move the boat and the PCs. But I was saying, if you fired, might as well grab the oars, try to get us out of here, because it's going to take us 40 rounds to reload.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Luckily, it takes
Grab
them
an
60
oar.
rounds.
Or maybe try to get some first aid.
Yeah, that's what I was. I
Um,
was scrambling over there to look at him to see if there's anything I can do.
I'm not trained in first aid.
I am.
You are?
I got a whopping 12.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab an oar then.
Okay.
Seeing as I think he would know who is trained to do what tasks in our unit. So he's gonna go grab an oar.
Okay. Sikaris.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and fire then.
Well,
And I got all my stuff set up.
we've also got 2 rifles back here that are loaded and haven't been
And I'm
fired.
gonna roll shit because of course.
So
I am
Benny?
gonna Benny that.
Actually, we've got 4 rifles that have not been fired. Mine hasn't been fired.
Actually,
The 2 back here haven't been fired, and the guy who was shot did not get to fire his either.
gosh, too late now. Damn it.
Well, you're
All right,
scrambling
well.
over there. And he's right in front of you. You can just reach over and grab his rifle.
Do your damage. He did not dodge.
I was looking for the thing and actually need to not look for that thing. I need the other thing. Hold on. The chest. Sadly, no. All right.
Still,
40 minus 1. Here we go. Not bad. Not bad. PI plus.
which
That's gonna be,
is 1.5.
21 total.
And he is down to minus 11 right off the bat. And he's quite dead.
Off you go.
Still steering.
I'm doing my part.
Right. Combat tracker. Who was that? That was Lieutenant. Right. So he is going to be checking on whoever it was that was, I guess it's Campbell, that was injured.
I forgot to move the damn boat. I'm sorry.
He's not going to be doing he's not going to start doing first aid because, well, there's still bullets, and that's going to take like a minute. But he's going to at least evaluate, is he alive or dead? Oh, he's alive. Then I better do first aid. Do we have anybody who's like, better at first aid than me?
I don't think any of us know who's got what.
McLean has a 10. I have a 12.
I do not have it.
Right. I think I
We're
am
gonna-
going to go ahead and make that official, where he's going to shout out. It's like, get on the oars, lads.
Okay.
So anybody who is actually shot should, like, maybe grab one and start rowing. Except McLean, who is like, I got a gun. I'm going to aim. He's got a cannon. He's aiming at somebody. I will identify who he's aiming at after I drag that on there.
Excellent. Corporal Hall.
Um, did he fired right last round? I can't remember now.
I believe he did.
Um,
Or no, he took an aim. He took an aim, right? Because his.
oh,
you-
right,
you
because it
killed
was the
his
next target.
Yeah.
And he cannot use bennies, correct? He doesn't have bennies.
You can use bennies for him. You can use your personal pool.
So he's at he's gonna be like at a 9. I don't know. He's got like a 50% chance to hit, I think.
Better none, I guess.
Yeah. I guess since we're about to, book it out of here, he's going to take a shot and then help to row if we need it. So, I don't have all the modifiers for him. Oh, wait, they would be on my other character sheet, right? I can use those. Let's see.
Yeah, it'd be the same
So-
that you had when you on your character. Yeah.
So he aimed that. All right, Private Corporal Hall.
In the event that you
Range.
weren't aware, if you actually put all your modifiers in the box, you can actually drag the modifier out of the box to the quick keys and it'll load them all.
Oh,
So you failed by 3. Do you want to use a Benny and re-roll that?
yes. Let's use a Benny. We got 3 left.
Go for it.
Does it tell me my total modifier there, so I don't have to do it all again?
Minus
Mhm.
5.
-5.
Okay, so let's just roll. He rolled an 8.
That's a possible hit.
That's a hit. Okay, so let me see the dodges here. Hang on. For you, it targeted who?
Number 3, I believe.
3, yeah.
Bang.
Big bucks, no whammies. Big bucks, no whammies. I like that eyeball.
And he fails to dodge. Yeah, the eyeball's a blood splatter.
Oh, that's a crappy hit.
Oh, that's going to be
Roll.
gross. So that's times
30.
2. So 30 points of damage on number 3.
Is
He
that
is like
actually-
at minus 20. Would that be 2 death checks?
Possibly. I don't know what his
If he
health-
has 10 hit points,
He's got 11.
then
I
no,
don't
just
care.
1.
He's gone. He's dead. He's going to die anyway.
Yeah, I generally do that with nameless mooks. I go, oh, you're into the negatives? Guess what? You fell down and died.
Well done.
Well, our KD ratio is better than theirs.
Corporal Sutton. Was he aiming or rowing at this point?
I need to remove the aim. He's going for Roe because he is the guy who wasted a bunch of bennies last round missing.
Ah, that's right. Yep. Campbell is unconscious. Jones is paddling. Rogers is paddling. I shall try. Smith hasn't fired yet, I don't think.
Right. Standby. Smith was on 12. Which
12,
one is
correct.
Smith? You're Smith. It's probably not going to work out for him, but we're going to do it anyway, because why the hell not? On the other hand,
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah,
Right.
right. Damage.
oh, he gets plus plus. That's going to hurt.
That's 42, right?
Uh-huh.
He's at minus 32.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Private Williams.
Williams was on 8. He will do the same. Hopefully with similar results. Not without a Benny.
You should Benny that.
I will Benny that. And we'll still not quite get there, but I've got more Bennies. I will do another.
I wonder if this is going to be a repeat of Sutton. Miss. No.
No, it will not.
Hey, that's a critical. Everybody gets a Benny.
Everybody gets a Benny.
Yay.
He can't dodge it.
crap,
Roll
I'm
your
looking for
damage, good sir.
Great hit. And normal damage. Well, I'll take it. That's going to be a lot of normal damage.
Roll that damage.
I did not roll the other thing, though. Negative on the chest. All right, here we go. Damage.
30.
30 points total.
He's at minus 20. He's got a health of 11. He's dead.
Off you go.
Guess it pays to aim. Purple Painted Man number 11. Is reloading.
He's dead.
6 is an archer. He was
No,
aiming
11
at,
is dead. I think I see what you were doing differently. You were actually deleting the no, what you're doing, you deleted the tokens off of the map. You should have just dragged the eyeball onto the combat tracker over the guy, because 11's dead.
Yeah, but I'm on number 6 right now. I'm on number 6 right now.
Yeah, but you just said 11 was aiming, and that's not true. 11's dead.
Oh, 11's dead. Okay.
Yeah. So you'll probably want to go the ones that are actually dead. Go ahead and make sure to click on the skip button.
Yes, if I would have been silly enough, I could see the damage in there. Thank you.
Hey, we know. We're all been like that from time to time, where it's like you come back after having not jammed in a while, like, what the hell? How do I do this again?
How the hell do you work this thing?
Okay, so number 6 has been aiming, but he was aiming at Campbell. So that was pointless. Campbell slumped over. So he is going to readjust his aim. And he will aim at Siaquaris because why not? Okay, purple painted man number 1 is reloading, I believe. Number 10 is reloading.
How are you doing those? Are you doing those manually each time?
No, I'm just kind of going down my line here to see who's reloading. It's going to take a full minute for these guys, so I'm looking at the rounds and going, yeah, it'll be like round 62 for them to finally finish reloading, I think. Purple Painted Man 4 is reloading. 5's reloading. 7 is quite dead. So is number 8. Number 9 is reloading. The boat. Hold up.
Yeah, we are also over time.
Oh, right. I think they changed it so you could actually put the vehicle on the tracker.
Oh, really?
I don't know why I didn't even think about that until just now. Back one.
We are over time, and I'm just going to say this. So the gunfire comes from the tree line, whizzes past everybody, hits Campbell. You return fire and take out a good number of them. And what you see is they suddenly kind of just drop, or not drop their weapons, but you see them kind of realize that, oh, we've been hit hard. And then they kind of look to their right, upriver, and all of the purple painted men sort of look over to the western side of the map.
Please don't be a
And
giant monster.
What you see is this. Do you see that at the very top corner of the map?
It's a giant monster.
Oh, yay.
I don't know what that is.
Do you remember that? From your playing memory?
Oh, yeah, I do. It's about to get
Vaguely,
shot
yeah.
with a cannon.
A gnawing tendril comes floating through the tree line.
No picture of it?
Oh, sorry, hang on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought we had one.
Yeah, hang on.
Yep.
Right.
That was the monster that he was talking about.
I remember that now.
And as the 9 tendril comes over through the trees, you see the purple painted men start to recede back into the tree line. And we are going to end things there. And you will get a fresh set of bennies the next session.
For all the
Sweet.
good it'll do us.
Indeed.
What was that?
Said for all the good it'll do us.
For all the good it's going to
It's
do.
going to kill us all.
We shall see. We shall see.
We got cannons this time.
Okay.
Well,
So
that's true.
because we're doing this as a one shot, I'm going to give everybody 5 character points to put into their characters between now and the next session.
I'm guessing there aren't going to be any limits on that.
Not really, no. This is just, we're having full out fun here.
Because I desperately need fast draw ammo.
Yeah, okay. So, 5 points, character points, everybody, and we'll refresh the bennies the next session. I hope you have enjoyed.
Can you also, when the character, can you make me no longer the owner for McLean so Ronky can get it?
Yeah, I will do that.
Cool.
Okay, we're going to go to the outro.
Yep.
I hope you have enjoyed today's session. This session will be available on YouTube and as an audio podcast. Please like and subscribe to our content, and you will be able to find the links in the description below. Thank you for watching. Olympus out.
Bye.